The fact that a lot of you guys are on here for hours doom scrolling and not making any money is diabolical. Why do y'all love to waste your time so much? When did that become a thing? Why do you enjoy wasting your time? Because you know time is your most valuable asset, and you waste so much of your precious valuable time scrolling on social media, watching other people, watching people build their business and teach you how to create content, but you're not even doing the thing that's going to actually change your life, which is doing the thing. If you are not making money while you are on these apps, that is a serious problem that we have to fix today. We've got to fix it today, not tomorrow and not next week. It has to get fixed today. Good morning. I also want you guys to understand this. You should be making income when you are asleep. Okay. The goal is to build generational wealth. But if the only time that you make money is if you're actively working for it, that's a problem, because at some point you're going to want to take a vacation. At some point, you're going to want to practice self care. You're going to want to spend time with your family. You're going to want to get 8 hours of sleep, right? But if the only time you make money is if you're actively working for it, that's a problem that we have to fix today. Not tomorrow, not next week. We've got to fix it today. See, what a lot of you guys fail to realize is you only need one product in your store. You only need one. And that one product that you choose to create and sell will literally change your entire life forever. But the problem with you is you want to make ebook after ebook after ebook. Some of y'all got about 20 ebooks in your store, but you haven't even sold the first one. Why do you keep wasting time making products but not selling them? Because that's your comfort zone. That's why. See, making ebooks is fun to you. That gives you that dopamine hit. You get to add some pinks and some colors, some pretty little fonts. That's fun to you. But you want to know what's not fun to you? Showing up every day, thank you, Sin, and selling that one ebook that you made. And that's exactly why you're not making money. That's the problem. You don't want to do the same thing over and over and over and over again to get the results that you want. But that's what business is. Business is taking one idea and doing it over and over and over again. And after you've done it 100 times, you're going to turn around and do it 500 more times. And then you're going to turn around and do it 1,000 more times. That is the truth. That's the truth. If you want to make any type of money on these online streets, you're going to have to do the same thing over and over and over and over and over again. But a lot of y'all don't want to do that. You want the easy way. You want the quick fix. Ma'am, there is no easy way. Ma'am, there is no quick fix. You will continue to show up day in and day out until you get the results that you want. It's a non negotiable. And if you don't want to do that, then entrepreneurship is not for you. It's not for you. Okay. Good morning. Happy Wednesday. For those of you guys who have never seen my face before, hello, my name is Jasmine. And this morning we are going to be building our online business from scratch. I'm going to be teaching you guys how to create and sell your digital products. We're going to be building our online business. But most importantly, ladies, we're going to be building ourselves. Contrary to popular belief, you are getting in your own way. I know some of y'all don't want to hear that. Some of y'all don't like the truth. The truth makes you uncomfortable, but the truth will set you free. And the truth is, you hold yourself back because you lack consistency. You lack discipline. Good morning. You lack follow through. You refuse to put yourself first in your own life, meaning you do for everybody else, but you refuse to take 30 minutes and do something for you. You lack confidence in yourself. You don't even think highly of yourself. You care what people think of you, which is why you won't even post the damn videos. And until we change you, until we fix who we are, we will never attract the things that we've always wanted to have. That business that you want, that content that you want, we have to change who we are so we can attract those things. It's a non negotiable. Okay. I'm going to be giving you guys a lot of information this morning. Good morning. It would be in your best interest to take notes. If I know anything about you, you are human at the end of the day, which means you're bound to forget something because life's and stresses, right? Yeah, you're going to forget. So take notes so that when you do forget anything that I say, you can refer back to your notes and get it done. All right. The key word of this live, ladies, is going to be execution. Good morning. You're going to hear me say this word 10 million times because I need it to stick in your pretty head. We've got to execute. Some of y'all missed that part. You think that by watching someone talk about business that you're doing something. You think that by scrolling and manifesting and hoping and praying that you're doing something. No, what you're doing is wasting time. That's the truth. You're wasting time because you refuse to execute. And if you do not execute, it doesn't matter what we talked about this morning, it's not going to get done because you didn't show up for it. So we have to do it. Some of you guys love to journal. You've been journaling for years. Stop. The journaling isn't going to get you anywhere if you don't do it. You got to do it. Okay. One last thing, if I say anything this morning that resonates with your spirit and vibrates with your soul, go ahead and start double tapping the screen. YouTube thumbs up the live. The more we interact with these lives, the more TikTok and YouTube will push these lives out to more people. And believe it or not, a lot of women have no clue that they're getting in their own way. No, they're playing the victim Olympics. They think it's everybody and everything else. They refuse to look at the woman in the mirror and recognize that they're the reason why. They don't understand the fact that they don't have consistency. They don't understand the fact that they don't put themselves first in their own life. They don't get it. They don't get it. So, just like this live found you, let's allow it to find others, okay? TikTok, start double tapping the screen. YouTube, thumbs up the live. If you have your pen and paper in hand and you are ready for class to begin, go ahead and put ready in the chat because if you are ready to learn, I am ready to teach. Also, you guys, make sure you follow me so you do not lose me because they do steal my videos, especially on TikTok. They turn around and they make fake accounts and they're going to message you. Do not get hoodwinked, finessed, or bamboozled on these TikTok streets, y'all, because they're coming for you. Yes, they is. YouTube, make sure you guys subscribe. All right, let's go ahead and get started. What is a digital product and how will we build the business? Let's talk. A digital product, ladies, is something you do not have physical possession of. So think of a movie on Netflix, think of a song on your Apple Music or Spotify. You just don't physically have it in your possession, okay? It's all out somewhere in the cloud. You are going to create something to sell, and it can be anything, anything. There's something that you're really good at. There's something that you have a lot of knowledge on. Just ask yourself, what is something that people ask me to do for free? And whatever that thing is, that's what you should be selling. But the problem is you love to overcomplicate things. You don't think that your idea is good enough. Let me tell you this. You can sell anything online. And I don't have to convince you of that. You see it for yourself. You see people selling the darndest things. So why do you think your idea is not good enough? You want to know why? Because you're insecure as hell. That's why. You don't believe in yourself because you never keep the promises that you make to yourself. And that's why you're insecure. These are the problems. Okay. Now, I'm going to give you guys two apps, and these apps will change your entire life if you use them. So, not only are you going to download it, you're going to open it up and you're going to use it. Okay. We got to execute. If you're ready for app number one, go ahead and put a one in the chat. Good morning. Good morning. And for those of y'all who are just tuning in, my name is Jasmine. Welcome, welcome, welcome. We are building our online business from scratch this morning. And while I wait for somebody to put a one in the chat, let me ask you and be honest. When was the last time you said to yourself that you were going to make yourself a priority in your own life? When was the last time you said, I am going to get off of these apps and I'm going to spend 30 minutes locking into my business and my goals? Mm, some of y'all don't know because you don't move like that. You would rather scroll than work on your goals. You would rather watch than execute. You would rather do for others than do for yourself. Do you know how ridiculous that sounds? I don't know how many lives you get, but I only get one. I only get one life. And the one life that I am blessed with, I will make myself a priority in it. It amazes me how many people would rather scroll for 5 and 6 hours a day than to take 30 minutes and execute the one thing that they have been begging God to give them. You've got to start making yourself a priority. Excuse me. Ugh. You've got to start making yourself a priority in your own life. It's a non-negotiable. And if you don't want to do that, I promise you this, nothing that we're talking about this morning is going to apply to you. You're not going to get any of the results because you refuse to put yourself first in your own life. That's the problem. Got to change that. We have got to change that. Okay. If you're ready for app number one, put a one in the chat. TikTok, double tap the screen. What are we doing? The more we interact with these lives, the more TikTok and YouTube will push these lives out to more people. And believe it or not, there are a lot of people who have no clue that they're holding themselves back. They ain't got no idea. They think it's everybody else and everything else. They're playing the victim Olympics. Just like this live found you, let's allow it to find others. YouTube thumbs up the live. The more we interact with these lives. Thank you, Shalola, the more these lives will get pushed to more people. Okay, ready for app number one? Here we go. Canva, C-A-N-V-A. Good morning, good morning. Canva. You will be using Canva for everything, okay? Canva, Canva, Canva. So maybe you do want to create content. Great. Canva has thousands of Instagram reel templates on there, okay? Maybe you want to start that YouTube channel. Canva has thousands of YouTube thumbnail templates. And for those of you guys who do not know, your thumbnail is just the picture that you see before you click on the actual YouTube video. This is what draws people's attention to your videos in the first place. They're getting them off of Canva. Okay. And maybe you do want to create your ebook, but you want it to look all professional and branded. Okay, great. Canva has thousands of ebook templates. Okay. And they're very easy to use, very customizable. You just swap out colors, fonts, pictures. It's very simple. Okay. Now, before we get into app number two, I do want to speak to the woman on this live who is still holding on to fear. She knows who she is. And in case you didn't know, if you're new here, fear on this live stands for fuck everything and run. Good morning. And you are running away. You are running away. You are trying to convince yourself that you can't do any of this. You're saying things to yourself like, Jazz, I would love to start an online business, but I'm not tech savvy. What if I'm too old for this? What if it's too late for me? Okay. Well, before you run away from your brilliant idea, like you always do, just listen. The first thing I want you to understand is this. You woke up this morning, okay? That's a blessing. Every day that you wake up means that you were blessed with another day, another opportunity to work on your goals. So use it. Until you are 6 feet under, it is never too late to start anything. Number two, you are very tech savvy. Okay, let's stop gaslighting ourselves because you're on social media all day long. You won't even go outside and touch grass. You are liking, commenting, sharing, and archiving. That takes tech savviness. So you will use the same tech savviness that you already have and build your online business. And number three, for my ladies who think they're too old, what did we say? We said we were going to sell our knowledge. So for those of you guys who are older, you have a lot of knowledge. You have a lot of wisdom, which means you have a lot of things that you could be selling. So get to selling. Okay? All right. If you're ready for app number two, go ahead and put a two in the chat. And for those of y'all who are just tuning in, good morning. My name is Coach Jazz. Thank you, Ria. If I'm saying anything that's resonating with your spirit and vibrating with your soul, double tap the screen, like, comment, and share. The more we interact with these lives, the more TikTok and YouTube will push these lives out to more people. YouTube, thumbs up the live. TikTok number two, tired of your own BS? Let's fix it. Let's double tap the screen. It doesn't make sense how we've been on here for 14 minutes and we only have 8 hearts in the chat. Doesn't make sense. The math ain't math. Let's go. Let's go. And remember, you guys, the key word of this live is execution. So not only are we going to talk about it, but you're going to do it. A lot of you guys have convinced yourself that by watching people talk about a business, you're doing a business. No, the only thing you're doing is wasting time. That's the only thing you're doing. A business does not just fall into your lap because you watched about it. You have to do it, which means you're going to have to close these apps and get it done. Okay. Okay. App number two is ChatGPT. Good morning. You will be using chat for everything. This is AI. This is AI. Okay. ChatGPT. Everything you need, I promise you, ChatGPT will be able to help you. So maybe you do want to create content, but you're just not too sure what kind of videos to make. All right, good. Fine. ChatGPT will give you suggestions. Maybe you do want to start a YouTube channel, but you just are a little camera shy. You're not too sure what to say in the videos. Fine. ChatGPT will script the entire video for you. Now all you have to do is say the words. Mm. And maybe you do want to sell an ebook, which is what I'm going to teach you guys how to do this morning, but you're just not too sure what to put in the ebook. What if I told you that ChatGPT will write the entire ebook for you from beginning to end in under 30 seconds? Ladies, it has never been easier than today to start your online business, but for the umpteenth time, you keep getting in your own way. You keep making excuses. You keep talking about what you can't do and what you're not good at. You keep being insecure. It is you. You refuse to get off of these apps and do the thing. That's a you problem. And until you fix you, I promise you this, nothing for you is going to change. Nothing for you is going to change. Okay? So I gave you Canva, I gave you ChatGPT. Now we're going to put it together and write it. If you're ready for prompt number 1, go ahead and put ready in the chat. For those of you guys who are just tuning in, good morning. My name is Coach Jazz. We are building our online business from scratch. And while I wait for at least one person to put ready in the chat, let me ask you and be honest. How often do you keep the promises that you make to yourself? I'm gonna ask that again. How often do you keep the promises that you make to yourself? Some of y'all break the promises that you make to yourself every day. You've been telling yourself for years you were going to start a business, haven't started it yet. You've been telling yourself for years you were going to create content, haven't made not one video. You've been telling yourself for years you were going to lose weight, ain't lost not 1 pound, because you never keep the promises that you make to yourself. Confidence is who you think you are. I'm going to say it again. Confidence is who you think you are. But the problem is, a lot of you don't think highly of yourself, which is why you care so much about what people think of you. But the reason why you don't think highly of yourself is because you never follow through with the promises that you make to yourself. And that is a result. You are going to have to start keeping those promises. That's the only way that you'll start to feel better about yourself. That's the only way you'll actually get stuff done. If you said you were going to start a business, then it's time to start the daggone business. If you told yourself that you were going to lose weight, then just lose the weight. A lot of you guys make things way more complicated than it has to be because you want to overthink every single thing and then nothing gets done. Keep doing that. Keep doing that. Keep doing what you've been doing and just come back a year from now and let me know how it's going. I already know how it's going to go. It's going to go the exact same way it's been going. You got to start keeping the promises you make to yourself. Not up for discussion. Okay? I need somebody to put ready in the chat. Let's go, let's go. And for those of y'all who are just tuning in, good morning. My name is Coach Jazz. We are building our online business from scratch. If I'm saying anything that resonates with your spirit and vibrates with your soul, double tap the screen. The more we interact with these lives, the more TikTok and YouTube will push these lives out to more people. Thank you, Coach KC. Okay, you're going to open up the ChatGPT app and you're going to type this in the search. Here we go. Give me 10 digital product ideas. Good morning. I can sell that solves a problem. Give me 10 digital product ideas I can sell that solves a problem. Give me 10 digital product ideas I can sell that solves a problem. If you've got that, put got that in the chat. If you need for it to be repeated, this is the opportunity to ask. Remember, closed mouths do not get fed. And the key word of this live is execution. So not only are you going to write this down in your journal, you're going to do it. If you got that, put got that in the chat. Good morning. Good morning. Happy Wednesday. We are building our online business from scratch. If you've never seen my face before, hello, my name is Jasmine. And not only are we building our online business from scratch, most importantly, we are building who we are. We're building our consistency. We're building our follow through, our confidence, our discipline, our accountability, so that not only do we start the business, but we actually follow through and get it done. You got that? I need someone to put a got that in the chat. Let's go, YouTube. Let's go, TikTok. Is Wednesday just not the day? Y'all don't care today? Should I come back another day? Wednesday's not the day? Because if Wednesday's not the day, that's fine with me. That is fine with me. If Wednesday is not the day, I will leave. It's nice outside too. I'm like, dang, I'm ready to go on my walk. Put got that in the chat. Let me know that you are here and present. Good morning. Good morning. Thumbs up the live. Double tap the screen. Let's go. Let's go. Put got that in the chat. Thank you, M. Lynn. Thank you. Thank you. Give me 10 digital product ideas I can sell that solves a problem. Thank you, Coach Casey. You're going to hit enter. Now, before we move forward, I want you guys to write this word down. This says consistent. Write this down. And then once you write it down, I need you to go ahead and underline it. And then I need you to go ahead and circle it, because starting today, you and I are going to lock in on the true definition of the word consistent, because believe it or not, a lot of you guys are extremely confused. Extremely. So I'm going to go ahead and unconfuse you. See, some of y'all think consistent means once in a while. Some of y'all think consistent means if you have time, if you're not too busy. No, absolutely not. Consistent means more often than not. So, if there are 7 days in a week, consistent means working on the business or any goal that you have for yourself at least 4 out of the 7 days. Whether you want to do 20 minutes 4 times a week, whether you want to do 5 hours 4 times a week, I don't give a damn. But what you will start doing is showing up for yourself and your business and your goals 4 out of the 7 days. And don't you dare tell me that you don't have time. Stop lying. Stop lying. That is a lie that you tell yourself to feel better about the decisions that you make. Because let's be real, you're on social media all day. If you have time to scroll and watch, you have more than enough time to do. If you have time to catch up on your favorite TV shows, you have more than enough time to do the thing. You are going to have to be consistent in order for any of this to work. And if that's not something you're willing to do, then just leave now. There's no reason for you to be here. Stop wasting your time. Go to someone else's live, because I'm going to tell you the truth. And the truth is, you have to be consistent or it will not work. I promise you, it will not work. Now, let's make consistency easy, because life is hard enough. Life is life, and stress is stressing, and bills is piling up. Let's make consistency easy. Okay? Listen, it is so much easier to be consistent when you do things that you actually like to do. Okay? I want you to ask yourself, self, what is something that I would love to do all day, every day, if I could get paid to do it? And whatever that thing is, that's what your business needs to be. See, when things don't feel like work, you're more likely to show up and do it, because now you have something in your day that you look forward to doing. So do yourself a favor and only pick ideas that you have a passion for, okay? Now, if ChatGPT gave you 10 things and you don't like none of the things it gave you, that's fine. Ask for 10 more and keep asking for ideas until it gives you something you want to use, okay? One more thing before we move forward. This is critical. If you don't remember anything else I say this morning, you better remember this. Okay. Money flows where energy goes. Money flows where energy goes. I'm going to say that again. Money flows where energy goes. Don't you ever forget it. If you're anything like how I used to be, you are giving away all of your energy to any and everybody. You have literally become an energy vending machine. Mhm. You are giving all of your energy to your friends. You are giving all of your energy to your family, to your husband, your boyfriend, your sneaky link. You are giving all of your energy to your job and your coworkers. You are giving all of your energy to the news and celebrity gossip. And by the time you sit down to work on something for yourself, you can't. You can't because you choose to keep giving all of your energy away. And that is why now you feel drained. That is why you feel exhausted. That is why you feel frustrated and resentful because you make the choice every single day to give all your energy away. And let's be clear, most of these people that you're giving your energy to are grown, able bodied adults who can do for themselves. And they're not even reciprocating it back to you because if they were, if there was true reciprocity, you wouldn't feel drained. Thank you. If they were truly pouring into you the way that you're pouring into them, you wouldn't feel resentment. But you feel those things because they're not. But that's a choice you make every day. So, starting right now, we are going to start being stingy with our energy. And we are going to start telling people no. And no is a complete sentence. You don't have to explain shit to anybody. It does not make you a bad wife because you want to work on a business. It does not make you a bad mother because you want to do something for yourself for once. You never do. It does not make you a bad friend because you don't want to sit there and listen to her problems. It makes you human. I don't know if you know this or not, but you matter too. Your happiness is important too. So you're going to start telling people no. No, I cannot keep loaning you money. That is money that I could be using for my business. No, I cannot keep giving you rides. That is time I could be spending for my business. No, I cannot sit here and listen to you tell me about your problems. I have to fix my own. Tell your friend to go hire a counselor. You are not a counselor. You are not a professional. You cannot help her. Tell her to stop trauma dumping on you. Because when you start telling people no, you start saying yes to you. Now you have the energy to show up and do what you need to do for yourself because you're not giving it away to everybody. Money flows where energy goes. When you start putting more energy into yourself, you start getting the results that you want, and the money flows right behind it. I cannot make this up. Don't you ever forget it. Okay? Prompt number 2. So once you do choose digital product idea you want to use, you will type this in. Here we go. Write me an ebook that helps people solve this problem. Write me an ebook that helps people solve this problem. Write me an ebook that helps people solve this problem. You're going to hit enter. Thank you. You're going to hit enter. If you've got that, put got that in the chat. If you need for me to repeat it, this is the opportunity to ask. Also, you guys, if I'm saying anything that resonates with your spirit and vibrates with your soul, make sure you guys are double tapping the screen. The more we interact with these lives, the more TikTok and YouTube will push these lives out to more people. Also, TikTok family especially, make sure you guys follow me so you don't lose me. YouTube, make sure you guys subscribe. The more you interact with these, or excuse me, believe it or not, people do steal my videos, especially on TikTok. Okay. And they're going to pretend to be me and they're going to message you. Do not get hoodwinked, finessed, or bamboozled on these TikTok streets, y'all, because they're coming for you. She said, I think you are a strong boss woman. Thank you. I try my best. You're going to hit enter. Y'all got that? I need at least one person to put got that in the chat. Let's go. Let's go. Happy Wednesday. Let me know that you are here and present. If you need me to repeat it, this is the opportunity to ask. And don't forget, you guys, the key word of this live is execution. A lot of you guys are not doing that. You have convinced yourself that by bouncing from one TikTok live to another, you're doing something. The only thing you're doing is wasting time. That is the truth. I'm going to say that again. The only thing you're doing is wasting time. You do not get a business by watching people talk about business. You get a business by doing business. You are going to have to stop scrolling all day. I cannot make this up. You've got to get off these apps. The amount of time that a lot of you guys spend on social media watching, you could be out living your life. You only get one. And you make the choice every day to waste your life scrolling social media. It makes no sense. I run my business, I host my lives, I post my content, and I get off. Y'all heard me say, if today's not the day, I'm going on a walk. I'm going to get off. I'm going to go and enjoy my life. I'm going to go spend 3 hours outside walking, going to different shops, might go get some breakfast. You didn't hear me say nothing about I'm going to get on Instagram and scroll for 6 hours. Like, what are we doing? What are we doing? Y'all got that? Y'all got that? I need someone to put got that in the chat. No, we're not doing Wednesday. Wednesday's not the day. Okay, fair enough. Fair enough. Fair enough. Thank you, Coach Casey. Thank you, Charming. You're going to hit enter. I was ready to get off. Y'all think it's a game. You're going to hit enter. This is what I mean by it has never been easier than today to start your online business because ChatGPT literally wrote the ebook for you. It wrote it. Now all you have to do is copy and paste. You will literally, do not overthink. You will literally copy what ChatGPT gave you and you will paste it into Canva. So you're going to open up your Canva app. In the search, you're going to type in ebooks and hit enter. It's going to give you thousands of templates. Pick your most favorite one because they're all customizable, meaning you can swap out the colors, the fonts, the pictures, okay? You will copy and paste. Now, for my ladies who do love to overthink, you know exactly who you are. Because you overthink from the time you wake up to the time you go to bed every single day, and that's not doing anything for you. Stop. I want you to write this down. Kiss. She said, my issue is finding leads and converting the sales. I don't know if that's the corporate in me or not. The issue is you're not promoting. You're not going live. You're watching people host lives instead of hosting your own. This is why I keep telling you the key word is execution. You got to do it. Okay. I want you to write this word down. This says KISS, K-I-S-S. This is an acronym that stands for Keep It Simple, Silly. Keep it simple, silly, okay? The only thing I need your ebook to be is clean, simple, and legible. That's it. As long as it's those three things, it is good enough, okay? You will copy and paste. Now, once you are done copying and pasting, and you love the way your ebook looks, you are going to download your ebook as a PDF file. PDF. You will then upload your file, good morning, to your hosting site. Y'all better write these down. Stan Store, Etsy, Beacons, Gumroad, and Shopify. Stan Store, Etsy, Beacons, Gumroad, Shopify. Okay. If you've got that, got that in the chat. And these are some of the most popular hosting sites. Yes, there are plenty more out there, but these are some of the most popular ones. And your product only needs to be on one of these, not all 5. Okay. If you've got that, got that in the chat. And while I wait for someone to got that, let me tell y'all something. Listen to me. One thing I've noticed, and I used to be guilty of this too, everything that I say, just know I've been through it too. Okay. We love our comfort zone. Girl, we love our comfort zone. And our comfort zone is just our daily routines and habits, okay? It's what we do on a day-to-day basis. It's the people that we talk to, it's the environments that we frequent, it's the distractions that we have, it's the vices that we have. It's just our daily routines and habits, okay? It's the path of least resistance. It's what's most familiar to us. But notice the results that we're looking for aren't in our comfort zone. If they were, you wouldn't be here. You would be out living your best life. The business that you're looking for is not in your comfort zone. The financial freedom that you're looking for, it's not in your comfort zone. The confidence that you want to show up and do what you want to do and not care what people think, it's not in your comfort zone. If it was, you would have found it by now, but you haven't because you refuse to leave your comfort zone. You are going to have to make the decision to take a half an inch out of your comfort zone and do something just a little bit different every single day to slowly but surely get to the results that you want. You're going to have to. See, for a lot of you guys, your comfort zone is scrolling. Your comfort zone is taking notes because a lot of you guys hop from one TikTok live to another. That's your comfort zone. Some of y'all's comfort zone is creating ebooks. You love to create new ebooks, but taking a half an inch out of your comfort zone would mean going on live and selling it. Some of y'all love to watch content about how to create content, but taking a half inch out of your comfort zone would be actually hitting the record button on your phone and making the damn video. You've got to get out your comfort zone. And notice we've lived in our comfort zone for so long that we have become comfortable with being broke. We have become comfortable with being insecure. We have become comfortable with not reaching the goals that we have for ourselves because you refuse to get off these apps. I say this every single day because my hope is that I can get at least one person to get off of Instagram. My hope is that I can get at least one person to get off of TikTok and actually do the thing. It amazes me how many people will watch about the thing, they will journal about the thing, they will tell other people about the thing, they will pray about the thing, they will manifest about the thing. But they won't just do the thing because doing the thing requires them to take a half an inch out of their comfort zone and do something a little bit different every single day. And most people aren't willing to do that. They'd rather complain. I'm not here for that. You are gonna have to take a half an inch out. Instead of scrolling 4 hours a day, can we do 3.5? Can we cut it down to 3.5? And the other 30 minutes that you would have been scrolling, can you go live and host your own live so you can sell your product? Can you take those 30 minutes and record your own video to upload? Can you finish your digital product? Because if you refuse to take a half an inch out, you might as well just leave this live now because I promise you, if you do not execute anything that we're talking about, I promise you won't make a dime. That is a promise. I promise you that. You've got to leave your comfort zone because the life you want isn't there. Okay? Okay. Back to these hosting sites. Now, I use Stan Store. I love Stan. Stan is great. But Stan Store is very expensive, okay? Stan Store is $99 a month. That is very high if your business is not making that yet, okay? If you're brand new to all of this, Stan Store is not for you. So don't even worry about it. Instead, I want you on Gumroad. because Gumroad only charges you a percentage when you make a sale. They charge you 10% for every sale. So until you make money, you do not have to spend it. That's a great place to start. Now, if I know anything about you, you're going to make money. How do I know that? Because you're taking notes, you're asking questions, and most importantly, you're going to execute. So when you do start generating income, then you can transfer everything over to Stand Store later, because Stand Store has a lot of features, thank you, D, that will help you expand your business, like Afterpay and Klarna. Okay. Let me tell you what's going on in the world of finance today, in case you didn't know. Buy now, pay later is taking over. It is taking over. Buy now, pay later includes Afterpay, Klarna, Sezzle, QuadPay, Zip, Affirm, PayPal. There's so many. Okay, buy now, pay later. It is the new preferred payment option. Why do you think they put it on DoorDash? Because everybody is using it. That's why. And if you have a buy now, pay later option on your site, I promise you, you will make more. But for now, you will just start with what you have. You will start on Gumroad, you will build your business, start making your money, and you will transfer everything over to Stand Store later. Okay? So what we just did, ladies, was we just made the ebook. That's what we did. We took Canva, we took ChatGPT, we put it together and we wrote it. Now we have to sell it. I'm going to teach you how to sell. We've got to sell it. And I have to be honest with you. Sales is 80% of the business. 80. That's more than half. So we've got to get sales right, or there will not be a business. But I have to make, before we get into that, I have to make something crystal clear to you. That process of copying and pasting and making that ebook and uploading it to our hosting site, that process we just did, should not take you longer than 2 hours to do. 2 hours. Respectfully, it shouldn't take you longer than 1, but I'm going to give you grace and I'm going to give you 2. Give you 2. And just so you know, on my live, I don't care how old you are. Ask my students. I don't give a damn. I don't care. Because what you're not going to do is try to convince me that it takes longer than 2 hours to copy and paste some words. You copy and paste the links to reels in the group chats every day. So I know you know how to copy and paste. If it is taking you longer than 2 hours to finish this, we have a serious problem that we have to fix right now. One of the issues that you might be struggling with, and I used to be guilty of this too, this is how I know. You want to be a perfectionist, right? So what that means is everything about you just must be perfect or it's not right. You are the woman who will waste 6 months of her life that she will never get back just to overthink your brilliant idea and second guess your greatness. And then when you do decide to get started, you're going to take things out, put things back, you're going to get irritated and frustrated, have all this OCD, you're going to give up on the idea again. Again. Then you're going to let 3 more months go by that you never get back just to overthink again. And when you do finally decide to reset and restart for the umpteenth time, this time you're going to go ask 20 people what they think you should do with your business. And the crazy thing is, these people that you're asking are not even business owners. These aren't even people you would trade lives with. But for some reason, you care so much about what people think of you because you're insecure. And then when they do give you their opinion, you listen. Next thing you know, a whole year has gone by and you haven't done shit but waste your precious, valuable time that you will never get back. Wow. Wow. She said, except I'm actually diagnosed with OCD. If you continue to let the OCD run you, you won't get it done. I promise you that. I promise you that. Listen, I hate to be the bearer of bad news. but sometimes that's just what I do best. And I'm going to hold your hand very tightly when I say this to you. Ma'am, hi, you are not perfect at all. You're flawed. I am not perfect at all. I am flawed. Nobody is perfect. Everybody is flawed. Everyone. See, what you really are is scary as hell. You are still living in fear. And what do we say? Fear on this live stands for fuck everything and run. And that's what you've been doing. You have been running away from your brilliant idea, your $1 million idea for years because you're so fearful of looking stupid. You are so fearful of failing. You are so fearful of people talking about you. And all of this fear that you refuse to let go of is the very fear that is stealing your dream life from you. The life where you get to wake up every day doing what you love to do. That life. The life where you're no longer worried about robbing Patrice to pay Paula. That life. The life where you can finally take your kids on that vacation and not have to use Afterpay or Klarna to pay for it. That life. That life. Let's be real. You've already prayed about it. God heard you. He knows exactly what side of town you want to live on. He knows exactly how much money you want in savings. And most importantly, he knows exactly how much money you want to leave your family when you're no longer here. He heard you loud and clear. He knows all of the things. But every single day that you allow fear to hold you back is another day that you could have lived the life that you've always wanted to live, but you make the choice not to because you won't let go of fear. And if you want to dig even deeper, thank you, Coach KC, as to why we hold on to all this fear in the first place. You want to know the truth? The truth is because we are self-sabotaging. That's why I keep telling you, you are getting in your own way. And I know some of y'all don't want to hear that, but it's the truth. You keep holding yourself back. This is a you versus you issue. It's not you and the economy. It is you versus you. Some of you guys want to be trapped in this victim mindset. No, it is you. You are holding yourself back. And the reason why we self sabotage in the first place is because we have fragile egos. And your ego is terrified of feeling disappointment if what you do doesn't work. If you put yourself out there, if you try something new, and if you don't get the results in the time frame in which you feel entitled to them, your ego, you're afraid that you will feel disappointment. So you will self sabotage to avoid that feeling of disappointment. You will self sabotage and say things to yourself like, I'm too busy. Cut the crap. Just stop gaslighting yourself. You're not too busy. You are not too busy because most of you are on social media all day. You're not too busy. But you will hold on to that excuse so you can feel better about the decisions that you make. You're not too busy. But you self-sabotage and you're afraid of letting go of that excuse of I'm too busy. Because if you let go of that excuse, I'm too busy, well, then that means you would actually have to do the thing. And if you do the thing, if you show up, if you put in the work, and if you don't get the results in the time frame in which you feel entitled to them, you are fearful of feeling disappointment. So you will self-sabotage and continue to say, I'm too busy. This is all self-sabotage. You will self-sabotage by holding on to toxic friendships, toxic relationships, and toxic family members. You will sabotage yourself by saying, I can't let those people go. I can't cut them off. Who would I be if I ended that 10-year friendship? Who would I be if I left my toxic husband? Who would I be if I cut off my toxic family? I'll tell you exactly who you'd be. You would be a confident woman. You would get to keep your resources because you're not giving them out to everybody. And you would actually get the stuff done. But because you're terrified of feeling disappointment if you don't get the results in the time from which you feel entitled to them, you will hold on to these dynamics that no longer serve you, that you outgrew years ago. They're not your friend. If they were your friend, they wouldn't be draining you. If he truly loved you, he wouldn't be abusing you. And if your family truly respected you, they wouldn't be using you. Those are not your people. Why do you go places where you are tolerated and not celebrated? Why? Because you self-sabotage. That's why. But I'm confused because earlier you said you were tired of living paycheck to paycheck. That's what you said. You said you were tired of dragging yourself to a job that drains you, overworks you, and underpays you. That's what you said. You said you were tired of robbing Patrice to pay Paula. But every day you live like that, you are still living in disappointment. You said you were tired of starting and stopping. You said you were tired of giving up on yourself. You said you were tired of feeling insecure and not feeling good enough. But every day that you live like that is another day that you still live in disappointment because there's things about your life that you're not 1000% happy with. I am trying to help you fix it, but we cannot fix it if we don't change. You cannot change other people, but you can change you. How can we stop living paycheck to paycheck? How can we bring more income into the household if we don't have any products to sell? How can customers buy our stuff if there's no stuff? They can't. How can we start building confidence in ourselves? How can we start feeling better about who we are if we keep breaking the promises that we make to ourselves? You can't. Can't. So, we are going to have to launch as is. You got to launch. And I need you to understand and understand that your product will never be perfect because you are not perfect. And it is impossible for you to make something perfectly. But here's the caveat. You want to know something? The longer you do something, the better you get. The longer you run your business, the better your business will get. The more content you create, the better your content will get. The more products you launch in the future, the better your products will get. But they will still never be perfect. You could spend 20 years working on this one ebook, and I promise you, it will still not be perfect. So stop wasting your time. All of our favorite businesses that we spend our hard-earned money on today have gotten better over the years. Look at Netflix. Netflix did not always have a fancy Netflix app. They were not always doing comedy specials with Kevin Hart and Dave Chappelle. They did not always have their own production company that makes original movies and TV shows that now win Emmys and Oscars today. And they damn sure did not always have WWE on pay-per-view. Years ago, before COVID, you used to have to go on their website, Netflix.com. You used to have to make a list of the movies that you wanted to see. It was your favorites list. And these were movies that were once in theaters. These weren't originals. They used to mail you a DVD off of the list. You could watch it as many times as you wanted. And when you were ready for your next movie, you had to mail that one back. They didn't wait until they could afford the fanciest software to launch. They launched what they had. And as they continued to run their business, they acquired more customers. The more customers they acquired, the more money they made. The more money they made, the more they were able to reinvest back into the business and make it better. But it's still not perfect today. because they still keep raising the price. And I still can't find shit on there to watch. We all have complaints. Netflix is a $1 billion business with a B, not an M, a B. So if a $1 billion business had a messy middle, why do you think you don't have to have that? Why do you and your ego believe that you can skip that part? The delusion is out of this world. If they had a messy middle, so will you, but you will still launch regardless. Okay? Another reason why it might be taking you longer than 2 hours to copy and paste some words is because you are distracted as fuck. Look, I have already accepted the fact that I am not the life coach for most people. I have already accepted the fact that I am not the business coach for most people because I'm going to tell you the truth. I'm not going to sit here and gaslight you. I'm not going to sit here and tell you that you're going to make $10,000 in 24 hours and you didn't have to do shit. That's a lie. And some of y'all want to believe the bullshit. So go ahead and believe it somewhere else. I'm going to tell you the truth. I want you to be uncomfortable with this conversation because discomfort is where the growth takes place. So I'm going to tell you the truth about yourself. The truth is, when you get off of work, you could work on your business. Yes, you could. You could work on your business and keeping the promises that you make to yourself so you can finally have some confidence in yourself and stop feeling sorry for yourself. But you make the choice not to. You choose to sit on the phone and gossip with your friends about celebrities and their drama. The truth is, you could work on your business and reaching your goals on the weekends, but you choose not to. You choose to binge watch Netflix and Hulu for hours, getting nothing done. The truth is, you could work on your business and keeping the promises that you make to yourself late at night when your children are asleep, but you choose not to. You choose to scroll social media all night long, laughing at funny videos and sharing them back and forth in the group chats. That's the truth. And the reason why we hold on to all of these distractions like social media, binge watching TV, gambling, men love to play video games, all of these distractions that we hold on to, it's because we're trying to escape. That's what all of this is. It's escapism. And the reason why we're trying to escape is because there's things about our life that we are not 1000% happy with. And instead of you just being a grown woman and fixing it, you make the choice to run from it. Now, let me ask you, and just be honest. Tell yourself the truth. Is that working? Is what you're doing working out? Just be real. You don't know? Okay. Well, ask yourself, how do you feel? Your body will tell you everything you need to know if you just listen. When your alarm goes off in the morning, are you excited to start your day or are you dreading it? On average, do you feel happy and peaceful inside or are you depressed and stressed? Because if what you're doing is not working, then this is the confirmation you need to change. The definition of insanity is doing the same thing over and over and over again and expecting different results. So if what you're doing is no longer working out for you, then that means it's time to change. Instead of trying to escape a life that you're not 1000% happy with, what if we just lock in and build a life that we never feel the need to escape from? Hmm. So, this is what we're going to do today. not tomorrow. You're all tomorrowed out. Not Monday, not June 1st, not 2027. Today. Today, you are going to turn the TV off. Turn it off. Put your phone on do not disturb. No more scrolling. You've been scrolling for years. You've seen everything that you need to see. Tell your friends you will talk to them later. You are building your dream life. You're going to sit down at home. No, you don't need to go to Starbucks because you find a way to get distracted there. You are going to start your ebook and then you're going to finish it. Not start, stop, come back next week. No, because we already know how you do. You're not coming back. You're going to start it and you're going to finish it. 2 hours is all you need. If we are crystal clear on all of these instructions, go ahead and put clear in the chat because respectfully, there's no point in talking about sales if you don't have anything to sell. Okay. And for those of y'all who are just tuning in, good morning. My name is Coach Jazz. We are building our online business from scratch. Thank you, Shay. So I told you guys a few minutes ago that what we just did was we made the ebook. We got to talk about sales now. And sales is 80% of the business, which means it's more than half. So we've got to get sales right or there won't be a business, okay? But I have to tell you the truth. Sales is where most people fail, okay? Sales is where most people fail. But before you freak out and start trying to convince yourself that you can't do this, it's not for the reasons that you may think. See, most people fail at sales because of their mindset and the things that they think in regards to sales. Okay. So we have to first fix our headspace around sales so that we can actually sell something. See, some of y'all might be struggling with selling your products because you're saying things to yourself like you're not a salesperson. You're saying things to yourself like, I don't want to be annoying. What if people unfollow me or unsubscribe because I'm doing too much? Or what if people think I'm begging them for money? Okay, let's go ahead and clear all that up. First of all, selling is not begging. Selling is solving. People have a problem and you have a solution. You are not begging anyone for anything. So get that out of your head right now. Number 2, you don't have a choice but to remind people consistently who you are, what you do, and how you can help people because I promise you, they will forget. Ladies, people are living their own life, okay? Life is lifing and stress is stressing for everyone. No one's checking for you. And just like you, most people are on social media all day, which means they are being bombarded with content from the time they wake up to the time they go to bed every single day. You have to remind people consistently who you are, what you do, and how you can help them so they can even begin to remember your face. Why do you think I keep telling you to take notes on this live? I keep telling you, write this down. You better write this down. Why? Because I already know you're going to forget. You always do. It's not a matter of if, it's a matter of when. And when you do forget, you can still refer back to your notes and get it done. Why do you think I keep telling you the key word of this live is execution? You keep hearing me tell you, you have to do it. I keep telling you, get off of these apps. You're literally wasting your time. Because if you do not do the thing that you want to do, it doesn't matter. It's not going to happen for you. That's a promise. I promise you it will not. I keep telling you the keyword of the keyword of this live is execution because I need it to stick in your pretty head. Psychology has already proven the more you hear something, the more it sticks. And I need it to stick. It has to stick. You've got to execute. She said, is yours or someone else? That's mine. That is mine. I made it. I've uploaded all the content in there. It's 1000% mine. Good question, Dana. I need it to stick. You've got to execute. Ladies, people are extremely forgetful. You have to remind them who you are, what you do, and how you can help people, or they will forget. Look at Amazon. We all know who they are. We all got the memo. And most of us are Prime members, meaning we pay a monthly subscription to utilize 2-day, 1-day, and same-day shipping. And even though everyone knows who Amazon is, and most of us spend our hard-earned money with them every single month, have you noticed they still consistently remind you of their products and services and how they can help you? Look at their Amazon trucks. You can't even go 2 miles down the street without seeing one. They're all over the roads. They could have left them blank, white. They didn't have to paint them blue and put their logo on it, but they did it for a reason. Why? So that every time you see one of their trucks, your brain thinks Amazon. I can order off of Amazon. They're in here. You can't even go down a neighborhood or enter into a mailroom without seeing Amazon packages everywhere. Every time I go downstairs to get my Amazon package, the whole mailroom is full of Amazon packages. They could have left their boxes blank. They didn't have to put Prime on their envelopes. But they did it for a reason. Why? So that every time you see one of their packages, which is multiple times a day at this point, your brain thinks Amazon. I can order from Amazon. They are top of mind. Now, let me ask you, do you really think they're worried about being annoying? Do you really think they're worried about you unsubscribing from Prime because they're doing too much? Do you really think they're worried about you thinking that they're begging you for money? No, they're not. Why? Because they know they have a solution to your problem. They know you're lazy and they know you want convenience. We all do. So they will continue to remind you all day who they are, what they do, and how they can help you. And every single month, you will continue to spend your hard-earned money with Amazon. Am I lying? For those of you guys who have seen my face before, maybe I'm not a new face to you. I have been doing the internet full time for 6 years. I've got multiple YouTube channels, multiple Instagrams, Facebooks, Threads, TikToks. You might have found me somewhere on these apps. How is it that I'm able to show up every single day and talk about Glow Up Academy without worrying about anyone thinking that I'm begging them for money or unsubscribing from YouTube or unfollowing me from TikTok because I'm doing too much? How am I able to do that? Because I already know I have a solution to people's problems. People want to become more consistent. They want to be disciplined so they can finally reach the goals that they have for their life. I work with them every single day inside of Glow Up Academy. I'm their life coach. People want to build their confidence. They want to think highly of themselves. They want to have self-love and self-respect so they can actually get the things done that they've always wanted to get done. I work with them inside of Glow Up Academy every single day. I am their life coach. People want to build their online business. They want to monetize their platforms and they want to sell their digital products. I work with them every single day inside of Glow Up Academy. I'm their business coach. And because I have that energy with my products and services I sell. If people unsubscribe or stop following me because I'm doing too much, respectfully, I don't give a damn. I really don't. One thing I learned about people is this: most people will not change until the pain of change outweighs the pain of staying the same. In other words, until they hit a brick wall. People say all day that they're tired of being insecure, but they're content with that. People say every day they're tired of being broke, but they're content with being broke. Fine, let them be. But when they hit that brick wall, when they truly get sick and tired of being sick and tired, they always come back. They always come back. And because I have that energy with my products and services, I sell, and I sell a lot. Because Amazon has that energy with their products and services, they sell, and they sell a lot. And if you want to sell a lot too, you're going to have the same energy. No ifs, ands, or buts about it. Okay? Okay. Let's talk about sales. If you're ready for sales tip number 1, go ahead and put a 1 in the chat. For those of you guys who are just tuning in, good morning. My name is Coach Jazz. We are building our online business from scratch. She said to use Canva to create ebooks. Absolutely, Dana. Canva. We talked about that earlier. And real quick, you guys, make sure you guys follow me. YouTube, make sure you guys subscribe so you do not lose me. They do steal my videos. They do make fake accounts, and then they're going to turn around and message you, pretending to be me, trying to hoodwink, finesse, and bamboozle. Don't let it happen. Do not let it happen. We got to be smarter than that. Okay? Sales tip number 1, write this down. Content is king and distribution is queen. Content is king and distribution is queen. All right. So let's break this down so it makes sense. We're going to start with the first part. Content is king. All right. Content is anything that you upload to social media. Okay. So pictures, reels, long form YouTube videos, those of you who go live, statuses that you may post on Threads or Facebook or X. Anything that you upload is content, okay? And the content that we upload is how we're going to get the word out about our products and services and how we can help people. This is how we're gonna let people know that we exist, okay? Now, content is king because we said people are extremely forgetful. So we have to remind them consistently so that they remember who we are, what we do, and how we can help them. Okay? Now, there's a mindset shift that I want you to make in your own life. I've been doing this full time for 6 years. Okay? I started during COVID. And when I first started entrepreneurship, my mindset back then was hustle, 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 don't sleep, keep going, push yourself past your limits. If you're sleeping, you're not working hard enough, and that means you don't want it. Don't think like that. That is the most draining, toxic mindset ever. And that is the quickest way to burnout. Trust me, I've been there multiple times. The new mindset that I want you to have, and the new mindset that I've been using these past several years, which has been allowing me to be more consistent, is this. We are going to crawl before we walk, and we're going to walk before we run. In other words, we are going to lock in on taking small steps, taking a half an inch out of our comfort zone every single day. This is how we become a new person. This is how we create a new identity for ourselves. By slowly but surely working on the thing that's going to get us to the goal that we have for ourselves and our life. Maybe you're struggling with posting content consistently right now because you're camera shy. And if you are camera shy, it's going to be impossible for you to post consistently until we first address the camera shyness. So, if you are camera shy, the very first thing that we have to do is focus on the camera shyness. What I want you to start doing today is sitting in front of your camera and recording yourself. And this is not to upload. This is strictly for you to get out of your camera shyness because we said the more you do something, the better you get. So multiple times a day, I want you to take your phone or your camera, whatever you're going to be recording on, and I want you to sit in front of it and talk. You could do 30-second increments. You could do 5-minute increments, 10-minute increments. You can talk in front of it. You can clean up in front of it. You can work out in front of it. You can cook in front of it. I don't care what you do in front of it, but I need you to be in front of it. And don't you dare tell me you don't have time because you scroll social media all day. This is why I keep telling you to get off of these apps. You don't even realize how much time you waste because you won't stop scrolling. If you stop scrolling, you would have time to do this. Now, once you do this multiple times a day, I promise you, you will not be camera shy for long. 1 to 2 weeks is all it takes. Once you get out of your camera shyness, we're going to take a half an inch out of our comfort zone. We're going to crawl before we walk, and we're going to lock in on creating one 30-second video to post on TikTok. Just one. There's 7 days in a week. That gives you 7 days to ask ChatGPT for video ideas. That gives you 7 days to have ChatGPT script a video for you if you don't already know what you want to say. That gives you 7 days to play around with the TikTok editing and edit your reel. That gives you 7 days to build up enough courage and hit the button upload. There's no excuse for this. It's a 30-second video. That's it. Now, once you are consistently posting one 30-second video a week, we're going to take a half an inch out of that comfort zone and we're going to lock into posting 2 a week. Once you're consistently doing that, then we will take another half an inch out and we will work on 3 a week. Next thing you know, you are now posting content consistently, all because you decided to take a half an inch out of your comfort zone every single day and just do something a little bit different. Instead of scrolling for 4 hours, scroll for 3.5, and then take those extra 30 minutes and do this. This is how you become consistent, okay? Now, distribution is queen. Not only will we be posting content consistently, we're going to also lock in on building at least 3 platforms, bare minimum of 3. Why 3? Because 1 is too close to none. That's why. Like that one income you have at that one job. If they laid you off tomorrow, what would you do? You would be freaking out, trying to figure out how you're going to pay them bills. If you put all of your eggs in a TikTok basket and the US decides to ban TikTok like they did last year, what would you do? You would be freaking out like all of the other TikTokers who only had a TikTok account. I teach my students that we have to stay proactive so we are not reactive. In other words, we have to stay ready. Now, which platform, or excuse me, before we get into that, it's not hard to build 3. Please get that out your head. The same exact video that you post on TikTok, you will then post it on Instagram, Facebook, YouTube Shorts, wherever you want to be. I promise you it only takes 5 minutes. I do it all day long. It's not hard. Now, which platform should you grow? That's up to you. You got a lot of options, okay? Like TikTok, YouTube, and Instagram. Absolutely. Absolutely. Now, which platform should you grow? You got a lot of options. Okay, I always suggest starting with the platform that you're always on. If you're always on TikTok, start TikTok. Obviously, you like this app so much because you're always here. And then just choose 2 more. But I am going to tell you, in case you didn't know, YouTube is the most watched platform. It is not TikTok. YouTube. YouTube has even replaced cable TV. I always urge and encourage my students to post on YouTube. If everybody is watching YouTube, why are you not creating on YouTube? Please make it make sense. Most of the money I make comes from YouTube. Most of the people who purchase Glow Up Academy come from YouTube, not TikTok. So please start your YouTube channel. Okay? Now, before we get into sales tip number 2, I do want to speak to the woman on this live who's still holding on to fear. Child. She's scary as hell. If you're new here, we said fear stands for fuck everything and run, and that's what she's ready to do. She's happy she found this live. She's like, Jazz, I really need to see you. This is divine timing. I'm so glad I found you. But I don't know. I want an online business. This sounds amazing, but I don't know. You want me to post content consistently? You want me to build 3 platforms? You want me to make my own digital product? I don't know. I want to, but this just sounds really hard. And honestly, I don't even think I can do this. Okay. Well, before you run away like you always do, listen, just listen. The first thing I want to tell you is this. I don't have the power to convince you of anything. Nobody does. Nobody can convince anyone to do anything. So if you want to believe that posting content consistently is hard, then fine, your feelings are valid. You're right. It's hard. I'm not going to convince you otherwise. I'm not even going to try. If you want to believe that building 3 platforms is hard, then fine, your feelings are valid. You're right. It's hard. If you want to believe that having AI create your digital product for you is hard, then fine, you're allowed to feel that way. You're right. It's hard. I'm not going to convince you otherwise. But I do want to remind you, the life that you're currently living is hard. Going to a job every day that drains you, that overworks you and underpays you is hard. Robbing Patrice to pay Paula, making payment arrangement after payment arrangement, and still not knowing if you're going to have the money on the day of the arrangement is hard. Crying every day because you are so stressed, because you are so upset with the way life is going for you right now is hard. Knowing deep down in your soul that there is something better for you. You can feel it with everything you have, but you're not living it is hard. That is hard. And you live like that every single day. And see, that's what fear will do. And you let it. You let it every day. Fear will convince you that you can't do any of this. But look at what you're already doing that's 10 times harder than this. This is why I keep talking about the importance of building up your confidence. Because lack of confidence will destroy the quality of your life. All of the promises that you break for yourself is the very reason why you lack confidence today. Every single week, you have told yourself you were going to start your business and you haven't done it. Every single year, you have told yourself you were going to lose weight and you haven't done it. Every single day, you tell yourself that you're going to create content and you haven't done it. Every single time you break the promises that you make to yourself, you slowly chip away at your confidence to where you no longer have none. And to where now you believe that you can't do any of this, but look at what you're already doing that's 10 times harder. This is a lack of confidence issue. Be honest. When was the last time you told yourself that you were proud of you? When was the last time you told yourself that you're amazing? Some of y'all don't even know because you never speak to yourself like that. Because deep down inside, you don't believe that that's the truth. And that's crazy. That's crazy. One of the things I've noticed about women, and I used to be the exact same way, is we never, ever want to give ourselves credit where credit is due. Listen, life's for everyone. I don't have to convince you of that. We have all had moments in life that were extremely hard. And in those moments, we had no clue how we were going to overcome what we were going through. But guess what? We did. You got through it because you're still here today. So I don't have to convince you. You have already proven to yourself how strong you really are. I don't have to convince you. You have already proven to yourself how resilient you really are. Because if you weren't strong, if you weren't resilient, you wouldn't have gotten through what you got through. But you did because you are those things. You've proven to yourself how strong and resilient you are. So why do you doubt your ability to do this when you've already accomplished things that were 10 times harder? Look, when I lost my grandma, my whole world turned upside down. My grandma raised me. She was the one woman in my life where no matter what I told her, she wouldn't judge me. And I remember when I went off to college, I would call her like 4 and 5 times a day just to check on her. She passed away when I was 25. My whole world turned upside down. She died of a stroke. And I had no clue how I was going to live life without my grandma. But here I am, 10 years later, still showing up, living life without her. That is strength. That is resilience. You are very strong, and you never give yourself credit for it. And I don't have to convince you of this because you can see this for yourself. There are people on these apps whose lives are going worse than yours, and they are still showing up every day, making it work. There are women on these apps who have more children than you, still showing up, building their business. I saw a woman, she had 12 kids, 12, and no one's helping her. And she still shows up selling her products. There are people on these apps who are living their worst situations right now. They done got laid off. They've been foreclosed on. They've been evicted. And despite the weight of the world on their back right now, today, they are still showing up, building their business, selling their products. So if they can do it, why do you think that you can't? Well, you want to know why they're doing it and you're not? You want to know the truth? Good morning. The truth is, they just made the choice to let go of fear. And you make the choice not to. It's not because they're smarter than you. It's not because they're more talented than you. It's not because they're better than you. It's simply because they chose to let go of fear. And you make the choice every day not to. That's the only difference. My online business changed my whole life. I have made more money than I ever could have imagined from a cell phone, a laptop, and some Wi-Fi. I've been doing this full time since COVID, 2020. For the first time in my life, I have peace. You can't even put a price tag on that. For the first time in my life, I have purpose. I get to wake up every single day doing what I love to do. For the first time in my life, I have freedom. I get to do what I want, when I want, and how I want to do it. For the first time in my life, I have confidence. I think very highly of myself, and I am genuinely happy. But before all of this, before COVID, oh no, oh no. I lived a totally different life. I used to be miserable. I used to be depressed. I used to have really bad anxiety. I was 100 pounds overweight, broke as hell. I used to work a 9 to 5 that I absolutely hated. And to top it all off, I used to be an alcoholic. See, I had bought into the American dream blueprint bullshit that they sell all of us. But I bought in back in high school because society told me that all I had to do was go to college and get a 4-year bachelor's degree. And that once I graduated, I'd be able to find a good job with benefits and stability. I would make more than enough money to where I could travel a few times a year, right? I could save up for a house. I could put in extra into my 401k plan so that when I did get too old to work, I would be able to retire with dignity and live the rest of my older years in peace. That's what they said. So I said, okay, let's try it out. Let's do this American dream. Okay. Graduated high school, went straight to college. My mom told me to go. My grandma told me to go. All of my friends went. So I went. Went off to college with the whole dorm room experience. Stayed 2 hours away from home. Graduated 4 years later and got my bachelor's degree. That degree cost me $40,000. So I'm already starting life in the negatives. Moved back home like most college graduates do till you find a job. 6 months after graduation, I got my first full-time job with benefits. Okay, I'm 23 years old. They're about to be paying me $60,000 a year. This was before COVID. This was back in 2013. I thought I was about to be rich. I really did. I was so excited. And they were giving me paid time off. What? They're going to pay me to not be at work? Wow. Wow. I was so excited. So I decided to move out of my mom's house. I was sick of her rules. I was ready to start my own life. So I went and got my own place. Didn't stop there. I had to live this American dream all the way to the fullest. So I decided to get a car payment because that's the American way. Now, listen, I already had a car. Okay. My car was paid off. My grandma got me that car when I graduated high school. I had the title in my hand, but the car was old. There were no leather seats. It was not a push to start. Okay. I didn't have a big old tablet on the dash. So I had to upgrade to match my new upgraded life, right? Duh. So I decided to go out and buy a brand new Dodge Charger. That car payment was $450 a month. Okay. And yes, my grandma and my mom told me not to do it. But me being 23, I'm like, what do they know? They're old. I did it. And we all know with expensive cars comes expensive car insurance and expensive gas. So by the time I paid all of my bills for the month, I was broke. I was broke. There were no trips. I couldn't afford it. There was no maxing out my 401k. I couldn't afford it. I could barely afford to eat. I was broke. I had another problem. I had to start paying back those student loans. See, when I was 23, I didn't think the government was serious about getting their money back for them student loans because that's the American way. Everyone has student loans, right? Duh. Why would they be serious about getting their money back? Girl, the government is not playing with you when it comes to those student loans. You can fuck around if you want to. They will give you 6 months after you graduate to get on your feet. They won't call you. They won't send letters. They want you to focus on getting a job. But best believe when that 6 month mark hits, they are sending letters to the house because they want to see those tax returns. Because here's the thing, they're going to tell you how much you can afford. And since they saw on paper that I made $60,000 a year, I didn't have any dependents, no children, they said I should have no problem paying $400 a month. I'm like, what? That's a whole car payment. It's not up for negotiation. That's the price. I had 11 student loan accounts that they lumped under one monthly payment of $400 a month. Every month that I did not pay those student loans, I got 11 missed payments on my credit. I couldn't afford them, so I never paid them. In the course of 1 year, I racked up 121 missed payments. My credit score dropped 520. And just so you know, you cannot bankrupt those student loans and keep not paying them. They will garnish your check. So there goes my American dreams of home ownership. Because who's going to give me a mortgage loan with a 520 credit score? Nobody. Not till I fix that. So I'm broke. I have really bad credit. I had one last problem. I hated my job. Nowhere in that American dream blueprint did they tell me I would be miserable at my 9 to 5. Now, I'm not gonna lie, you guys, I grew up very sheltered. Okay, in my early 20s, I was naive as hell. I believed anything anyone told me, and I didn't think that people were out here lying. So when I went into the interview, my supervisor who interviewed me, she told me that even though the department was all women, and even though I was going to be the youngest one there, they all got along. They were one big old happy work family. There was no cattiness and no drama, and it was very professional. That's what she said. So I went into the department believing that was true. Mistake number one. I learned in corporate America, people are fake. And you got to watch them because they're not open with their fakeness. See, they will kiki and caca with you in the break room, but don't you dare get confused. That is not your friend, and they will throw you under the bus. They will even hang out with you off the clock. So they're not even getting paid to be around you, but they still want to hang out and go to happy hour with you. They will still invite you to their house. They will invite you to their weddings and their baby showers so you can meet their family, but do not get confused. That is not your friend, and they will throw you under the bus. They will even spend their hard-earned money on you. So when it's your birthday, they all chip in and buy you a gift. But don't get confused. They don't like you, and they will throw you under the bus. And all you have to do is piss off the right one, and they will make sure that every day you work there will be a living nightmare. I made the mistake of making friends with a woman who was 31. I was 23, and we used to do everything together, even off the clock. She told me I was the little sister she never had, and my naive ass believed her. And I said, wow, you're like the older sister I never had. I used to tell her all my business, and I used to tell her everything I hated about our supervisor. One day, we both decided we wanted to put in for the job promotion. There's only one position available. She decided to let my supervisor know everything that I told her in confidence about my supervisor and what I didn't like. And so every single day, my supervisor made sure that every single day I worked in that department was a living nightmare. Now, I take full accountability. I ain't know no better. I should have kept my mouth closed. I was miserable. I must have put in hundreds, if not thousands, of applications trying to find a new job. But no one was calling me back. I couldn't even get an interview. So I'm broke. I have really bad credit, and I hate my job. For the first time in my life at 23 years old, I felt trapped. If you've never experienced what it feels like to feel trapped, I want you to consider yourself blessed. You are truly blessed. But let me go ahead and give you some context. See, trap feels like no matter what you do, your life is not going to get no better. That's how trap feels. You can try your best to be positive and optimistic all you want, but it feels like nothing but negative ass shit from the time you wake up to the time you go to bed every single day. That's how trapped feels. You can try to work a part-time job or work some overtime so you can start catching up on some bills, so you can stop being so damn stressed about money. But just when you start to have a little bit of a savings account, something always comes up and slaps you in the face. Now your car won't start. Now you got to dish out money for that. It is always something. You can try to pray about it, but it begins to feel like God is ignoring you because you wake up with the same problems every single day. That's how trap feels. Your life begins to feel like a nightmare that you can't wake up from. And to cope, I started drinking. I used to pull up at that job. I would sit in my car and cry every day before I even clocked in. I started to bring that job home with me. You know what that means? So you've clocked out. You should be at home, but you can't be at home peaceful because you're replaying all of the toxic things they're doing to you at the job. These people have taken over your mind and they are living in your head rent free every single day. I started to have anxiety. I started to become paranoid. They were trying to find a way to fire me every single day. And to cope with all that depression and that anxiety and that stress, I started drinking. First, it was just a few drinks a week to calm my nerves. And that quickly spiraled out of control. I became an alcoholic. And the only reason why I'm telling you any of this is because if any of my story is resonating with you, you are already doing something hard. Going to a job that destroys your spirit is hard. Crying every day because you are so unhappy is hard. And see, the reason why I was so depressed back then was because I had nothing in my life to look forward to. Back then, I didn't have any hobbies. I didn't have any interests. So my life began to feel like it was on repeat. Get up, go to work, be miserable, come home, cry, drink, sleep, repeat, week after week, month after month, and year after year. For the longest time, I thought there was something wrong with me for being depressed about my life, failing to realize that is depressing. Anybody would be depressed with a life like that. But now I get to wake up every single day doing what I love to do. And that's the beauty of online business, ladies, is you can monetize anything. No, your idea is not stupid. No, your idea is not too far-fetched. You guys, I don't have to convince you. Just scroll on your timeline. How many times, be honest, have you seen people doing the darndest things? And you're sitting there scratching your head trying to figure out how the hell are they getting paid to do this? I know I can do a better job than them. I know I'm more talented than them. You want to know how they're getting paid to do it? You want to know the truth? The truth is because they let go of fear and you choose not to. For the millionth time, it's not because they're more talented than you. It's not because they're more specialer than you. It's not because they're better than you. It's simply because they let go of fear and you choose not to. That's it. They make the choice to stop scrolling and you choose not to. And I want to say one more thing before we move forward because I need to make sure you hear me loud and clear. I hope you realize that if you work 40 hours a week or more, you spend more time at work with people you don't even like than you do with your family that loves you. I literally used to work 9 to 5. That was my shift, Monday to Friday. So what should have only been a 20-minute drive into the city is over an hour because I'm stuck in rush hour traffic. Sometimes it would take 2 hours to get to work. So it's 2 hours in the car, 1 hour at work, or excuse me, 1 hour there, 1 hour back, 8 hours at work, 1 hour lunch break. That's 11 hours out of my day gone. It's gone. I won't get a minute of it back. By the time I do get home, I am drained. I am exhausted. I feel defeated. You only get a few hours to spend with your spouse and your children before you have to put everyone to bed just to repeat the cycle again the next day. And let's be clear, your loved ones, they don't even get to experience the happy version of you because you're not happy. They don't get to experience the peaceful version of you because you're not peaceful. You know what they get? You want to know what their experience is? They get to experience the stressed out version of you. That's what they get. They get to experience the depressed version of you. That's what they get. They get to experience the anxious version of you. That's what they get. That's not fair. You put everyone to bed just to repeat the cycle again the next day, just to look forward to the weekend. But respectfully, what the hell are you even looking forward to? Because Friday you still worked, so they still got 8 hours out you. Saturday is the only day you get to do what you love, but Sunday not so much. No, because Sunday you have to prepare for the work week, right? Yeah. So that means you got to cook. That means you got to clean. You got to do laundry. You got to go to the grocery store. And then you have to mentally prepare yourself for the bullshit sitting on your desk come Monday. Ladies, that's not living. That's surviving. Life is meant to be lived, not survived. I don't know what your religious beliefs are, but I do know this. The God that I serve, he loves me, and he loves me a lot. Let me ask you, if he loves me so much, why would he put me on this earth to be hating the very life that he blessed me with? He didn't. That's not why he put me here. He put me here for a very special reason, and he allowed me the opportunity to find it. An online business, social media allowed me the opportunity to monetize it. He put you here for a very special reason, too. There is something extremely special about you, too. But the problem is, life has a tendency to life. And somewhere on our journey of life, we lose our light. It gets dim and then it gets dark. Maybe it was toxic family. Maybe it was a toxic relationship, toxic friends. In my case, it was a toxic job. Something stole your light. And now you're sitting here doubting your abilities to do any of this. But I'm here to tell you that you can. See, I believe the ideas that we get, it comes from God. God is within us. And if you listen, he's talking to you all day long. If something inside of you told you to try this, start this, post this, launch this, that's because you can. God does not plant seeds in environments that cannot harvest them. If it was truly something that was out of reach for you, it wouldn't even have crossed your mind. You wouldn't even have thought about it, but you did because you can. But in order to actually get the thing done that you want to do, you are going to have to let go of fear. You are going to have to make the decision to take a half an inch out of your comfort zone and do something a little bit different every single day to slowly but surely get you the results that you want. Because if you don't, if you continue to hold on to the fear, if you continue to live in your comfort zone, I promise you, none of this is going to happen for you. Not one thing will change. You have to change. You cannot continue to hold on to fear and think that you're going to achieve your goals. It's not going to happen. Has it happened yet? No, because you won't let go of fear, because you won't take a half an inch out of your comfort zone and do something a little bit different. You can do this, ladies. But in order to do it, you have to let go of fear. Got to. Okay? Okay. Very good. I don't hear nothing about nobody fear. For those of y'all who are just tuning in, good morning. My name is Coach Jazz. We are talking about selling our products. So, sales tip number 2. Good morning. People only buy from people that they like, know, and trust. People only buy from people that they like, know, and trust. So, if they don't like you, they're not going to buy it. If they don't know you, they're not going to buy it. If they don't trust you, they're not going to buy it. So, how do we get people to like us? Okay. We're going to do that through our content. For those of y'all who are just tuning in, we said content is anything that we upload to social media. So pictures, reels, long form YouTube videos, going live, statuses, all of that is content. And remember, the content that we create is how we're going to get the word out about our products and services and let people know who we are, what we do, and how we can help them. In your content, I need you to be relatable and I need you to be authentic. In other words, I need you to be yourself. See, the content that we create, people connect with us through their emotions. People connect with people they resonate with. But it is very challenging for people to connect with you if you're trying your hardest to make perfect content, because nobody is perfect. So how can they resonate with perfection? And then you're not perfect. So now you're being inauthentic, which is why you're struggling to build your community. And the community that we build, the viewers, the commenters, the subscribers, the followers, those are the people who will buy our products. So I need you to just be yourself. And please do not let fear take over and try to convince you that no one's going to like you. That's impossible, because there's 8 billion people in this world. I promise you, someone is bound to like you. Okay. And listen, I used to be very fearful of that too. When you post your content, you guys, it goes everywhere. The internet is what connects us all from everyone in the world. Okay. There's a whole world of people out there who need you. You have the solutions to their problems, but you're depriving them of those solutions because you won't get out your head and post a daggone video. I have women inside of Globe Academy from all over the world. I'm in the USA. There are women in there from Australia, Jamaica, Canada, Barbados, the UK. I've been to none of those countries, but I was able to help women from all over the world, all walks of life, all because I just decided to show up as myself and post. Now, what if I let fear take over this morning and I didn't go live? Well, then those of you guys watching wouldn't have been able to receive this message, and I wouldn't have been able to help you. But that's literally what you're doing to others because you won't post. So please get out your head. Stop letting fear run your life. People will like you. Okay? All right. We said people only buy from people that they like, know, and trust. All right, cool. Well, how do we get people to know us? Okay. I need you to go live. I need you to go live. And just so we're clear, Yes, you can go live and be faceless. Don't think because you're going to be a faceless account that you get out of this. Absolutely not. Going live is the best way to build your community. Now, is it the only way? No, but it's the best way. Why? Because it allows people to get a sense of your energy and your vibes. It allows people to connect with you and engage and interact, and it allows you to promote your products. Now, some of y'all are going to be hard headed and you're going to say, that's great, Jazz. I hear you, but I don't want to go live. I'm going to just say, fine, don't. I told you guys earlier, I am not the coach that's going to try to convince you to do anything that you don't want to do. If you don't want to go live, then just don't go live. But I will remind you, you also said you didn't want to go to work. You said you were tired of feeling overworked and underpaid. It amazes me how many people are willing to bust their ass at their job to build wealth for someone else, but they absolutely refuse to spend 30 minutes, an hour, building wealth for themselves. I don't have to convince you of this because you can see this for yourself, especially on TikTok. You see creators all day and all night selling their products. They're selling hair, makeup, nails, clothes, digital products, furniture, small appliances. They're selling everything. The internet doesn't sleep. It doesn't matter what time of the day or night you go live. Just go live. Now, some of y'all are like, well, Jazz, I would go live. I'm not really against it. I'm just live shy. Okay. For my ladies who are live shy or camera shy or just struggling with any type of shyness, listen, the only reason why you're shy is just because you don't have enough experience doing the thing. It's not because you suck at life, and it's not because this isn't meant for you. It's not because you're stupid. You just don't have enough experience doing it. Maybe you went live once 6 months ago, but you haven't done it since. All right, we've been on this live for 116 minutes. And if I know anything about anybody, one thing I know is if you didn't trust what I was saying to be true, you would have left. If you really thought I was full of shit, you would have left by now. But you're still here because you trust what I'm saying. So I need you to go ahead and trust this. I promise you, if you go live consistently, you will get to a point where you are no longer live shy. Anything that you do over and over and over again, you get better at. I don't have to convince you. Just look at the results in your own life. You did not always know how to read. Well, now you read and write just fine. How? Because you had to do it consistently. You didn't always know how to walk. Well, now you do that just fine. How? Because you did it consistently. You do not always know how to do your job or drive, but you do that just fine now. How? Because you do it consistently. So just imagine what would happen if you went live consistently too. I can't make this up. I need you to go live. I promise you, you will get better. Good morning. We said people only buy from people they like, know, and trust. All right, cool. Well, how do we get people to trust us? Okay. Listen, there's a reason why I'm telling you to post content consistently. And no, it's not for your health. The reason why I'm telling you to post consistently is because the more people see you, the more they begin to trust you. Consistency builds trust. I don't know if you know this or not, or if you're living under a rock somewhere, ladies, but people work extremely hard for their money. You work hard. I work hard. Everyone is out here working hard. And if you want someone to trust you with their hard earned money, well, then that's going to require you to be trustworthy, which means that you have to be consistent. Now, I want to do an exercise with you guys, okay? For those of you guys who do not have a product yet, sit this out, take your notes, and execute this later. For those of you guys who do have a product, but you're struggling to make the sales that you want, this is for you. Okay. The very first thing we have to do is remove ego and pride. Now, I realize some of y'all can't do that because you think you know everything, and there's nothing anyone can teach you that you don't already know. Fine. I'm not going to convince you otherwise. Keep thinking that. Just know pride always comes before the fall. Now, for those of you guys who can remove ego and pride and you recognize that there's always room for growth and improvement, I'm speaking to you. The first thing that we're going to do is we're going to go to our profile and we're going to ask ourselves some questions. We have to be honest. Write this down. The worst lies are the lies you tell yourself. The worst lies are the lies you tell yourself. Don't you ever forget it. Now ask yourself, is it clear who you are, what you do, and how you can help people? I also need you to ask yourself this. You got to take the emotion out. If you were not you, would you buy from you? If you were not you, would you buy from you? If the answer to any of those questions is no, then you should no longer be confused as to why people are not buying from you yet. There should be no more confusion. But the reason why I say yet is because you have the power to fix it. Okay? It's really that simple. Make it clear who you are, what you do, and how you can help people so that when people do go to your profile, they know exactly what they can expect to get from you. It's really that simple. That's the beauty of life, ladies. That is the beauty of business. That is the beauty of everything that we've talked about so far on this live. Anything that is not giving you the results that you want, you have the power to fix it. But here's the truth. You choose not to. See, I have already accepted the fact that I am not the life coach for most people. I have already accepted the fact that I am not the business coach for most people. Because believe it or not, most people aren't really looking for solutions to their problems. I know that sounds crazy, but it's true. Most people are just looking to pass time. They're just looking to complain and vent to whoever is willing to listen. But the minute you give them the very solution to the problems that they have, they run away because they weren't really looking for solutions in the first place. I'm not here for that. I refuse to drain my energy for that. I am here to only help the women who truly want to change their life. They have hit their brick wall and they want better for themselves. But in order for me to help you change your life, I have to first tell you the truth. I have to make you aware of the things that you have been doing and the role that you have been playing in your own life so that we can fix it together. This is meant to be uncomfortable. There's no room for growth in your comfort zone. I have to make you uncomfortable so that you can finally make the decision to change. So I have to tell you the truth. Anything in your life that is not giving you the results that you want, you have the power to fix it, but you choose not to. That's a choice that you make every single day. If you are struggling with live shyness or camera shyness, or any type of shyness for that matter, fix it. Just fix it. Because I already told you exactly what to do to fix it. And even though I gave you the very solution to the problem that you said you have, most of you, as soon as I get off this live, The only thing you're going to go do is hop into another live. And you're going to sit around and complain about why you're so live shy and camera shy. Well, at that point, that's a choice. You want to be live shy. You want to be camera shy. Because if you truly wanted to change that, you would do the very thing that I told you to do. But that's going to require you to get off of the apps. That's going to require you to stop scrolling. That's going to require you to actually execute something. That's going to require you to take a half an inch out of your comfort zone, do something a little bit different. You don't want to. You don't want to because you're not really looking to change. That's the truth. That is the cold, hard truth. If you are struggling with confidence or lack thereof, fix it. I already told you how. Start keeping the promises that you made to yourself. If you told yourself that you were going to start creating content, then just create it. If you told yourself that you were going to lose weight, just lose the weight. If you told yourself that you were going to start your business and sell your products, then just start the business and sell the products. And even though I gave you the very solution to your insecurity problems, most of you, as soon as I get off of this live, the only thing that you're going to go do is hop into another live. And you're going to sit around and complain about why you're so insecure and why you care so much about what people will think of you. Well, at that point, that's a choice. You want to be insecure. That's the truth. Because if you truly wanted to change that, if you truly wanted to become a confident woman, you would do the very thing that I told you to do. But you don't want to. Because in order to be a confident woman, in order to actually change that thing, that's going to require you to change, which means it's going to require you to get off of these apps. You refuse to stop scrolling. You don't want to stop scrolling. You want to continue to waste all day scrolling on these apps that aren't doing anything for you but wasting your time. That's going to require you to take a half an inch out of your comfort zone and do something a little bit different and do the thing that you claim you wanted to do for so long, but you don't want to. You don't want to, which is why things will not change for you. I promise you this. If you do not change who you are, you will never get the results that you claim you want so badly. You are the problem. But so many people want to sit in victimhood. So many people want to blame other people for their problems, for their shortcomings. And I'm not here for that. I can't stand victim mindsets. I cannot stand broke people mindsets. You refuse to realize that you have more control over your life than you give yourself credit for. You are the common denominator in your own life. And so many of you refuse to see it. But the reason why you refuse to see it is because you allow social media to distract you. And all these algorithms do is push more content to you that affirms the beliefs that you have. So if you are sitting in a victim mindset, all Instagram and TikTok is going to do is give you more victim mindset content to make you feel like the things that you're thinking is the truth when it's not. The only goal of these platforms is to keep you on these apps. So if they have to continue to feed you with more lies, then that's what it's going to do. But you are so brainwashed that you don't see it. But you'll start to see it if you get off. You just have to close the app and do the thing. You guys, I am not scrolling social media. I get on live, I post my videos, and I get off. I get off. You do not get a business by watching people talk about business. You do not become a content creator by watching people talk about content creation. You do not lose weight by watching people talk about weight loss. In order to get the thing that you say you want, that's going to require you to do the thing, which means you're going to have to close the app. There's a disconnect between watching and doing. And so many people have convinced themselves that by watching something, they're doing something. The only thing you are doing is wasting your time. That is the truth. That is the cold, hard truth. It amazes me how many people would rather watch about the thing. They would rather talk about the thing. They will sit there and they will journal about the thing for hours. They will then go and tell other people about the thing. They will pray about the thing. They will manifest about the thing. They'll even spend hours creating vision boards for the thing. But the one thing they refuse to do is the thing. Because in order to do the thing, that's going to require you to take a half an inch out of your comfort zone and do the thing. See, your comfort zone is just your daily routines and habits. That's all it is. It's what you do on a day-to-day basis. It's the people that you talk to, it's the environments that you frequent, it's the type of content that you watch, it's the habits that you have, it's the distractions that you have, it's the vices that you have, it's the path of least resistance. It's what's most familiar to you. That's all your comfort zone is. But have you noticed that the life that you claim that you want so badly is not in your comfort zone? If it was, you'd be living it already. The financial freedom that you say you want so badly is not in your comfort zone. Because if it was, you would already be financially free. The peace that you say you want so badly is not in your comfort zone. If it was, you would already be peaceful. The successful business that you say you want so badly is not in your comfort zone, because if it was, you would already be running a successful business. But you're not. How do I know that? Because you're here. You're here. If you were truly living the life that you wanted to live, you would not be spending hours scrolling social media. You would be out living your life. You would be out running your business. You would be out creating your content, but you're not, because you won't get off of these apps. And unfortunately, so many of you guys are still going to refuse to see that. In order for you to take a half an inch out of your comfort zone, that's going to require you to stop scrolling. See, a lot of y'all, your comfort zone is watching TikTok lives. That is your comfort zone. For a lot of y'all, your comfort zone is watching YouTube videos. That is your comfort zone. For a lot of y'all, your comfort zone is creating ebook after ebook after ebook, but you haven't even sold the first one. See, you like the fun stuff. It's fun to feel motivated for a few minutes. It's fun to feel inspired for a few minutes. It's fun to play around with Canva and play around with different colors and fonts. It's fun to do that stuff. But you know what's not fun? What's not fun is showing up every single day, even if you're not getting the results that you want, and still pushing through it. That's the part you're avoiding. You don't want to sit on a live where you have 0 people watching, but guess what? That's what's going to actually get you the sales. You don't want to continue to show up for something and everyone around you is telling you how stupid of an idea that is. That's not fun for you. But guess what? Consistency and discipline is not fun. You keep looking for dopamine hits because you scroll all day. So all you have to do is scroll on Instagram for 5 seconds and you will get another dopamine hit. You will see a video that'll piss you off. There's your dopamine hit right there. You'll come across a motivational video. Well, there's your dopamine hit right there. But there's no dopamine hits in consistency and discipline. And that's what you fail to realize. It's going to be boring. You're going to have plenty of days where you are not motivated, you are not inspired, you are not excited. But I don't give a damn. You will still show up and you will do the thing that you said you were going to do. That is true consistency and discipline. But you don't want to see that because there's no rush. There's no excitement. It's not fun to show up every day and you don't make one sale. But guess what? Only the strong prevail. That's why most people do not make money online. That's the truth. See, you can bounce into other people's lives and they'll sit around and tell you how all their students are making all this money. That's not true. But you are fed that lie because that gives you a sense of motivation and inspiration. But most people are not willing to do this. Most people are not willing to sit on a live where 0 people are watching and still push through. But that's what it takes. That's what it takes. The people who really do make money online, the real people, have had plenty of days where they made $0. They had plenty of days where 0 people watched their videos. They had plenty of days where 0 people joined their live. But because they understood that consistency and discipline is boring, they still showed up. There's not going to always be a dopamine hit. There's not going to always be a rush. And most days will be boring. But only the strong people get through the boring days to have the exciting days. You've got to get out of your comfort zone. You've got to get off of these apps and do the thing. Because if you don't, you will continue to get the results that you've been getting. One thing I've noticed about people today is we have become extremely entitled. The entitlement is at an all-time high. And so many people have been living in entitlement for so long, they don't even realize how entitled they have become. Because what you have done is you have convinced yourself that you are entitled to time. And you really believe deep down in your soul that if you don't start working on the thing today, you are entitled to tomorrow. And if you don't start working on the thing tomorrow, you are entitled to next month. And if you don't start working on the thing next month, you are entitled to next year. You really believe that? The level of delusion is crazy. You are delusional as hell. Because the last time I checked, tomorrow is not guaranteed. So my question for you is, how can you be so sure that you will always have tomorrow to work on the thing? Who told you that? That's delusion. That is delusion. You are not entitled to tomorrow. And the cold reality is you don't know how much time you have. But instead of you living the life that you are blessed with the time that you are blessed with, living in your purpose, showing up for yourself, making yourself a priority in your own life, only surrounding yourself with people who celebrate you, not tolerate you, having boundaries and standards for your life, following through with the promises that you made, and creating a life that you've always wanted. Instead of you living the life that you are blessed with the time that you're blessed with doing that, you choose not to. You choose to spend the time that you are blessed with. Scroll. Wow. You choose to spend the time that you are blessed with being around people who disrespect you. Wow. You choose to spend the time that you are blessed with distracting yourself, feeling sorry for yourself, sitting in pity parties, telling yourself what you're not good at and what's not going to work for you. That's how you choose to spend your time. That's crazy. That's crazy. I don't know how many lives you get, but I know I only get one. And the one life that I'm blessed with, I'm going to make sure that I spend every single day living my life to the fullest, showing up for me, being around people who love me, having respect for myself, and following through with the promises that I make to me, because I only get one life. Time is your most precious, valuable asset. It's not money. I used to think it was money. I really did. It's not money. I didn't become more grounded until I stopped scrolling. I didn't become more clear on my vision and my purpose until I stopped scrolling, when I actually went outside and touched grass. And that's when I started to see life for what it really is. Time is your most precious, valuable asset because you can't get a second back. See, you could lose $50 tomorrow. And yeah, it would suck. Of course, it'll piss you off. But you can go make 50 more. Might take you a few hours. Okay. But you can still go make it. But when you lose your time, you don't get a second of it back. It's gone forever. And the only thing you're left with is regret. 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 Stop wasting your time. I want you to be intentional with every single minute that you are blessed with. If it's not pouring into you, that means it's draining you. There's no in between. Spend your time doing things that are pouring into you and making you better. If it's taking from you, if it's depleting you, if it's making you feel bad about you, that's a problem. Remove it because you only get one life. I don't have to convince you of how quickly time is moving because you can see that for yourself. Ask yourself, just be honest. How many times a day do you look at the clock and say to yourself, wow, I cannot believe it is already 8:30 a.m. Wow, I cannot believe it's already the middle of May 2026. Wow, I cannot believe I am already 35 years old. Or insert your age there. If you're anything like me, you do that all day, every day. So you already see for yourself how quickly time is moving. And you still make the choice to waste your precious, valuable time. You got to change that. You've got to change that. Whether you want to believe it or not, Time is moving quickly. And one day, you will run out of time. That is the truth. You're going to have to change who you are, ladies. I'm going to assume you want to be the version of you that shows up confidently, who follows through with the promises that she says she's going to do, who knows how to prioritize herself in her own life. I'm going to assume that's what you want. I'm going to assume that you want to be the version of you that knows how to cut people off who use you and who drain you. I'm going to assume that you want to be the version of you that shows up even when things are hard, that's disciplined and consistent. And even if you're not getting the results that you want in the time frame in which you feel entitled to them, you still keep pushing because you know that one day those results will come. I'm going to assume that's the version of you that you want to be. But in order to become that version, you're going to have to change who you are, because who you are today does not align with that. And until you change who you are today, I promise you, you will never be that. See, that version of you that I just described, she's already within you. She's there, but she's buried under the excuses. She's buried under the limiting beliefs. She's buried under the procrastination, and she's buried under the distractions that you refuse to let go of. And until you change those things, nothing for you is going to change. You have to change. You got to change. One of the toughest reality pills that I had to accept in my own life, and this is tough. Your life and the direction it's going in, whether it's going great or not so great, is a direct reflection of the choices that you make. That's the truth. I told you guys I used to be 100 pounds overweight. Well, my obesity was a direct reflection of the foods I chose to eat. It was a direct reflection of the exercises I chose not to do. And as a result of those decisions, I got everything that came along with being obese: prediabetes, high blood pressure, high cholesterol. That was my fault. That was my fault. Your finances are a direct reflection of the choices that you make. For the longest time, I thought the reason why I was living paycheck to paycheck when I had that 9 to 5 was because I just didn't make enough money. And I had convinced myself that if I just made more money, then that paycheck to paycheck lifestyle would go away. No. You want to know why I was living paycheck to paycheck? You know the truth? Well, the truth is, I was living above my means. I bought cars that I couldn't afford. I stayed in apartments that I couldn't afford. And as a result, I got everything that came along with those decisions. Stress. Stress. That was my fault. I did that to myself. Now, some of y'all might say, Jazz, I hear you. People do live above their means, but that's not my problem. How is it my fault that I'm struggling financially? How can I get ahead in this economy? That's not my fault. Yes, it is. Yes, it is. And I'm going to tell you why. Ladies, times have been hard. True or false? This didn't happen last night. Food prices, gas prices, rent prices have been on the rise for years. But every day, you choose to do nothing about it. Because let's be real, you could have launched your ebook 6 months ago. I didn't teach you what an ebook was because most of you guys scroll social media all day. So you already knew what an ebook was. Some of y'all already had ChatGPT prompts. Some of you guys have been watching my live. So you already knew exactly what to do. but every day you choose not to. You could have launched your ebook 6 months ago. You would be making sales today. You could have started that YouTube channel 4 months ago. You already knew that YouTube was paying creators to post videos. You already knew that. I didn't teach you that because you're on social media all day. So you already knew this. You could have started that YouTube channel 4 months ago. It does not take years to monetize a YouTube channel. It could be monetized today. You could have started that TikTok account last month. You would be building your community today. And what did we say? Our community, our viewers, our subscribers, our followers, our commenters, those are the people who buy our products. But every day you make the choice not to. You make the choice to complain. You make the choice to procrastinate. You make the choice to throw pity parties for yourself. You make the choice to make excuses. You make the choice to talk about what you're not good at and what's not going to work for you. You choose to do all of the things except the one thing that'll change your entire life forever, which is start. And until you choose to start, I promise you, nothing for you is going to change. You have to start, which means you're going to have to close these apps and actually start. You are holding yourself back. You are getting in your own way, and you have to change. Look, I'm not perfect at all, not even close. The version of me that you guys see today is a direct reflection of the changes that I've made in my own life. I'm nothing like who I used to be. I told you guys I used to be 100 pounds overweight, and for years I yo-yo dieted, meaning I would lose 20, gain 30, lose 40, gain 50, and year after year after year, I was just getting bigger and bigger and bigger. I had made it clear to myself I didn't know what I was doing. If I truly knew how to lose weight and keep it off, I would have did it by now. The definition of insanity is doing the same thing over and over and over again and expecting different results. So I decided to change something up. I decided to take a half an inch out of my comfort zone and do something a little bit different. I decided to hire a personal trainer. He changed my life. Changed my life. Not only did I lose 100 pounds, I have since kept it off for 4 years. Whether you want to believe this or not, we attract what we are. And what we do is we surround ourselves with people who are just like us. My whole family is obese. And all of my friends at that time were obese. So I was just around a whole bunch of obese people giving obese advice on weight loss. Doesn't work. My personal trainer was the first person in my adult life who lived a healthy lifestyle. He showed me that no matter how crazy life gets, I still have to prioritize myself and move my body, or I will gain weight. He showed me that no matter how busy I get with my business, I still have to eat most of my food at home, or I will gain weight. Now, all of my friends are very in shape. We work out together, we push each other. We all prioritize eating fruits and vegetables, moving our body. I'm around people who push me to be better because I'm better. We attract what we are. Change your environment. You can't take everybody with you. And if they don't want to change, Leave them behind. I used to be full of excuses too. I used to procrastinate. My motto used to be, why do today what I can put off till tomorrow? In other words, I'll start later. And later just never showed up. I used to live in fear. I used to be scary as hell. And you notice the fears that we hold on to, you notice these aren't even things that have actually happened. You realize that, right? All you're doing is just working yourself up the worst case scenario. It hasn't even happened. And why do we always default to worst case? Well, that's because you're a negative person. That's why your mindset is negative. You think if you post a video, so and so is going to laugh at you. Why is that your first thought? If you sell a product then and no one's going to buy it, then you failed. Why is that your first thought? Because you're negative. That's why. You are negative. You are negative. Why can't your first thought be, I'm going to post this video and now I feel good about myself because I did the thing I was so afraid to do, and then you feel inspired to do it again because it felt good. Now you're posting consistently. Now you're building your community and now you're making the sales. Why can't your mind go to best case? All of this fear that you hold on to, it's just delusion in your head. It hasn't even happened. I used to be my biggest bully to myself. The things I used to say to myself was absolutely disgusting. You know, I used to tell myself I was stupid on a daily basis. Now, let me ask you, how was I going to run a successful business when I'm calling myself stupid every day? I wasn't. Ladies, your internal world, the things you have going on in this pretty head of yours, will always manifest into the external. If you have chaos going on in here, I know for a fact your life is chaotic as hell. You are probably the friend that always has something dramatic and breaking news going on every day. But that makes sense because that's what you have going on in here. If you disrespect yourself internally, I know for a fact you have people in your real life who disrespect the hell out you. But that makes sense because that's how you treat yourself. People only treat you as good as you treat yourself. If you want people to treat you better, you need to treat yourself better. You need to start putting some respect on your name. Stop telling yourself what you can't do and what you're not good at. Stop. Stop. You are more than capable. Everything you touch turns to gold. And you can do anything you put your mind to. Change your thoughts, and you will change your life. One of the biggest distractions that I struggled with in my own life was alcohol abuse. And I told you I started that toxic habit when I had that toxic job. And you would have thought that once I quit the job, well, then that problem would have just went away. No, it got worse. Ladies, your problems don't just go away, okay? If you do not intentionally fix them, they will just get worse. I promise you. My obesity was just getting worse. Every year, I was getting bigger and bigger. If I didn't intentionally change that 4 years ago, who knows how big I would be today? I would probably be pushing 500 pounds. My alcohol problem was just getting worse. See, at least when I was at work, I couldn't be drunk for 8 hours because I was at work. Well, I quit my job during COVID. Everything was shut down, which means I had nothing but time to get drunk. See, I quit my job on a whim. I had been there for 6 years. I was turning 30 in a few months. And I was like, you know what? I can't do this anymore. I just quit. I put in my 2 week notice and I was out the door. Okay. And I believe that God was pushing me out. There was something inside of me that just kept saying, the time is now, the time is now, quit, quit, quit. So I just decided to quit. I just quit. 2-week notice, I was done. But my plan was I was going to live off of my stimulus check for a few months while I built my online business. And then my business would take over from there and everything will just be smooth sailing. That was the plan. Okay. Now, granted, I don't have any kids. Okay. My stimulus check was not that much. I had about $2,000 to my name and I had just bought a house 6 months prior to quitting. And my mortgage at the time was $1,900. So the math wasn't mathing in the first place, but I didn't care. I just quit. So now I'm at home trying to make it all make sense. I'm learning about digital products and monetizations, platforms, algorithms, all of the things. Watching YouTube video after YouTube video, watching TikTok live after TikTok live, just trying to make it all make sense. But it's not working. Nobody's watching my content. No one's buying my stuff. I had a lot of ego back then. I was very prideful, okay? And I used to be the one that was never at fault for anything. It was never me that was the problem. It was always someone and something else. That's the mindset that I used to have. And I surrounded myself with other people who had that mindset. So it's just a whole bunch of prideful people being friends and all living in this ego fest. You attract what you are. I couldn't admit that I was the reason why my platforms weren't growing. It's YouTube's fault. YouTube doesn't like me. How can people watch my stuff if YouTube won't push my videos out? It's not my fault. It's Instagram. Instagram doesn't like me. How can people watch my stuff if Instagram will not push my videos out? See, the truth was, I was not doing what I was supposed to be doing. I was not posting content consistently. I was not going live because I was always drunk. I was always drunk. And then I was getting mad at God because I'm like, God, you told me to quit. You told me the time was now and I'm running out of money. You know, I had missed 2 mortgage payments. I was getting stressed because if I miss another, what happens next? They start the process of foreclosure. I couldn't admit to myself that it was my fault. I had too much ego for that. I couldn't sit there and say that I had a drinking problem and I needed help. I couldn't say that. Oh my God. Do you know the amount of guilt and shame that I would feel if I admitted that to myself? Oh no. Oh no. So I just chose to lie to myself some more. And I convinced myself that as long as I don't drink before 11 a.m., then I'm not an alcoholic. Because, see, in my mind back then, alcoholics, they start their day with alcohol. So as long as I wait till after 11, even though I drink all day, every day, as long as I don't start my day, then I don't have a problem. So there's nothing to talk about. I cannot make this up, ladies. The worst lies are the lies that you tell yourself. But notice you get to a point where you can't keep lying to you. Eventually, you hit a brick wall. And eventually, God is going to force you to listen. See, I believe God is within us. Okay. He's not outside of you. I have God within me. You have God within you. He is not outside of you. You run into problems when you start looking for God outside of you. Everything you need is within you. And if you listen, He's talking to you all day long. Those ideas that you get, that feeling inside of you that's telling you to start this, try this, post this, launch this, that's God talking to you. That intuition, that gut feeling that you get, that's God talking to you. But have you noticed we will distract ourselves with these vices and these habits to avoid listening to the very thing that will guide you. You will scroll social media instead of listening to what's within you. I was drinking to avoid listening to what was within me. He's talking to you all day long, but we don't want to hear it. Let's be real. Deep down inside, you know exactly what you should be doing. You just don't want to do it. Deep down inside, you know exactly who you need to cut off. You just won't do it. But eventually, he is going to make you listen because you will hit a brick wall. And I will never forget, I was sitting on my bed, scared as hell, because I didn't have my mortgage. And I said, God, they're going to take my house. All the overtime that I put in to get the down payment, all of the years that I worked to fix my credit, they're going to take my house. God said, Jazz, what are you doing? What are you doing? You have been begging me for a business for years, which is true. I had been. He said, the opportunity is right in front of you and you are wasting it. So, what are you going to do? You're going to keep doing what you've been doing, which is a whole bunch of nothing? Or are you going to fix it? Are you going to change? I decided to fix it. I decided to change. I decided to stop drinking. Haven't had a drink in almost 5 years. I will never touch alcohol again. I am done. I don't drink. And since I decided to change, my whole life began to change. I started posting consistently. My platform started growing, started making sales. All because I decided to change. For the first time in my life, I started to feel good about myself. I started to say nice things to myself. I'm telling myself I'm proud of me. I'm telling myself how amazing I am. I'm telling myself that I'm really good at this, all because I decided to change. For the first time, I started to have confidence in who I was, all because I decided to change. See, what I didn't realize back then, and what a lot of people don't realize is, in order to get something, you're going to have to give up something. In order to get something, you have to give up something. You cannot have both. In order for me to lose 100 pounds and keep it off, I had to give up fast food. I had to give up soda. But do you know what I got in return? I got my health. No more high blood pressure. No more prediabetes. No more high cholesterol. I got my health back. In order for me to get the business that I had been begging God to give me for years, I had to give up excuses. I had to give up procrastination. I had to give up fear and limiting beliefs. I had to give up negative self-talk. I had to give up distractions, and I had to give up alcohol. But when I gave those things up, God opened the floodgates of heaven for me. He gave me everything I asked for and more. See, I had just asked God to help me make $60,000 a year to replace the job I left. And I even started negotiating that. And I said, Lord, if you could help me make 45K a year, I'll make it work. I'll cut the cable off. Please just help me get about this job. God gave me 6 figures. I asked God for 1,000 Instagram followers because I didn't even know 5 people in real life. So I'm like, shit, if I can get 1,000 people to follow me, wow, I will take it. God gave me 100,000 Instagram followers. I had just asked God for a little bit of confidence so I could stop crying all the time and feeling sorry for myself. God gave me a lot of confidence. I think very highly of myself. I keep the promises that I make to myself. See, a lot of times we delay our own blessings because let's be real, you have prayed and prayed and prayed some more. You know exactly what side of town you want to live on. He heard you. You know exactly what kind of financial freedom you want. He heard you. You know exactly what kind of vacations you want to take with your family. He heard you. And most importantly, you know exactly how much money you want to leave your family when you're no longer here. He heard you. And he's ready to bless the hell out you. But the problem is, he gives us free will. So, in other words, you can do whatever the hell you want to do. He's not going to stop you. So, if you want to waste 5 more years not listening, not being obedient, he'll let you. If you want to waste 10 years not being obedient, not listening, he'll let you. He'll let you waste all the time you want. Some people never get their blessings because they refuse to change who they are. But when you do change, when you do listen, when you do become obedient, he gives you everything you asked for and more. And sure, maybe change is hard. Okay. Maybe it is. But the life that you're currently living is hard. Crying every day because you are so unhappy is hard. I've been there. I've done that. I know. Going to a job that drains you, overworks you, and underpays you is hard. I've been there. I've done that. I know. Knowing deep down in your soul, you can feel it, that there is something better for you, but you're not living it, is hard. I've been there. I've done that. I know. I've lived both hards. And I will always, always, always choose this one because at least this hard comes with peace. You can't even put a price tag on that. This hard comes with purpose. Being able to wake up every day doing what you love. This hard comes with financial freedom. Not stressing about how you're going to pay your lights before they cut them off. This hard comes with confidence, speaking highly of yourself, keeping the promises that you made to yourself, and feeling good about who you are. This hard comes with happiness. This hard comes with the income that you need to live the life that you want. And I keep telling you, and I'll say it again, if you even thought the thought, that is because you can. Those ideas are coming from God. He's not going to plant seeds in an environment that cannot harvest them. If it was truly out of reach for you, If it was truly something that you were not capable of doing, it would have never crossed your mind. You would have never thought about it, but you did because you can. But in order to actually get it done, you're going to have to let go of fear. You're going to have to decide to take a half an inch out of your comfort zone and do something a little bit different every single day to slowly but surely get you to the results that you want. If you scroll for social media for 3 hours, can you knock it down to 2.5? Is that asking for too much? And then you take those 30 minutes that you would have been scrolling, working on your business. Can you do that? Just take a half an inch out. Just imagine the progress you would have if you showed up for yourself every single day for 2 weeks. Just 2 weeks. Just imagine the type of progress you would make if you just showed up for yourself every single day for 6 months. Just imagine what kind of life, what kind of happiness you would have if you showed up for yourself for a whole year. You'd be a totally different woman. All because you decided to just take a half an inch out of your comfort zone every day and just do something a little bit different. You have to change because who you are today does not align with who you want to become. And until you change who you are today, you will never become that version of you. For those of you guys who want to change, I want to help you. But I can only help people who want it. I cannot help people who don't. If you are 1000% happy with your life and the direction that it's going in, then fine. Just keep doing what you're doing. If you like it, I love it. If it's not broke, don't fix it. Go ahead. But if you're not 1000% happy with your life and the way it's going, and you want to change it, then I want to help you. Inside of Glow Up Academy, I'm going to teach you how to start your online business from scratch. Everything you need to be successful with your online business is inside of Glow Up Academy. Maybe you want to sell your products on TikTok Live, how I do, how my students do, how thousands of other creators do. Fine, I'll teach you. It's in there. Maybe you want to monetize your platform. So you want to get paid to post on YouTube, on Instagram, on Facebook. TikTok no longer pays. I'll teach you. It's in there. All of my platforms are monetized. Maybe you want to start an ebook. You want to create an ebook. Or maybe you don't want an ebook. Maybe you want a private community. Maybe you want to sell an e-course. Fine, we'll build it together. Everything that you need to be successful with your online business is inside of Glow Up Academy. But not only are we going to build your online business inside of Glow Up Academy, you and I are going to build you. Inside of Glow Up Academy, you and I are going to build your discipline. Mhm. Inside of Glow Up Academy, you and I are going to build your consistency together. Inside of Glow Up Academy, you and I are going to build your follow through together. Inside of Glow Up Academy, you and I are going to build your confidence together. Inside of Glow Up Academy, you and I are going to start making you a priority in your own life. Yes, we do all have 24 hours. Absolutely. But we do not all have the same responsibilities. You and I are going to figure out what works best for you and your schedule and your responsibilities, and we will lock in and build your dreams around that. Glow Up Academy is the space where not only do you build your online business, but you become the woman that not only starts, but actually follows through. Now, before I let you join Glow Up Academy, there's a couple of things. First, I only let 10 people in at a time because, believe it or not everybody has the same path. Some people have a product but no audience. Some people have an audience but no product. Some people have a million ideas, but we got to lock in on one. I told y'all earlier, money flows where energy goes. And some of you guys are spreading yourself way too thin. So you're listening to all the ideas that God gave you, but nothing is moving because you're spreading yourself too thin. Together, you and I are going to choose your one most favorite idea. One, not five, one. And you and I will grow that one. And then you will continue to show up for that one idea for an extended period of time. And we will not go into another idea until that one idea is making money. Some of you guys bounce from idea to idea because you're uncomfortable with boring, which is what we talked about earlier. You keep looking for dopamine hits. And for you, dopamine hits is creating a new digital product every other week instead of focusing on that one and being bored and selling that one over and over and over again. So all that changes today. You will pick one idea. We will grow that one idea and you will sell that one idea. And then once that one idea is making money, then we'll build another. Some of you guys have no clue what kind of product you want to sell yet, and that's fine. We'll figure it out together. And then some of you guys don't want to sell a product right now. You don't want to start a business right now. There's other things you want to work on. You want to work on your confidence. You want to work on your consistency. You want to work on prioritizing yourself, setting your own boundaries. No matter what it is you want to work on, I can help you. I have just noticed for myself, having more than 10 people join at one time overwhelms me. And I want to make sure that I'm able to pour into you the way that you deserve. Because when we sit down and do our one-on-one Zoom, I want to be able to listen and really help you. So that's why I cap it off at 10. Okay. Something else, I only want to help people who truly want to change. I'm not here to convince you, and I'm not here to force you. I'm going to set a timer for 10 minutes. Okay. Because the woman who's truly ready, she's not going to wait. I'm not here to force you. Okay. So when the timer starts, just move. Don't overthink. And deep down inside, you know I can help you. That's why you're still here. Okay. Because once that timer ends, I'm taking the link down and we're done. Glow Up Academy is lifetime access. So once you're inside forever. You will always have access to all of the information that's in there. And I update it because things are consistently changing, like these algorithms. TikTok recently took away monetization. So I'm always updating stuff. You will always have access to all of that. You will also always have access to our live coaching calls. We go live inside of there. So you'll always be able to access those and join those. You will also always have access to ask me any questions that you have. My inbox is always open. I respond to all of my students. And I'm also always checking in with you to making sure that you're following through with the things that we said. And if something's not working for you, then we adjust, we change, we fix. Life's, okay? Things are going to happen. So we always can fix things, adjust so that nothing stays stagnant, okay? Because Glow Up Academy is lifetime access, and once you're inside forever. Glow Up Academy is $5.97, and it's worth every penny. However, because you guys were here, you were present, you took notes, and most importantly, you promised me you were going to execute, I'm going to take the lifetime access price down, and it will stay down for 10 minutes. You can use Afterpay or Klarna to break the payment up if you'd like, so you can get in while it's lower and you'll be inside forever. But once that timer ends, we're done. And the price goes back up to $5.97. Okay. I was off of live for about 2 weeks because I was recovering from thyroid surgery. and women still joined at $5.97. So you decide if you want to be in at $5.97 or the lower price. Okay. Before I let you guys join, I do want to show you real quick, for those of you guys who are not familiar with the Skool platform, there's an inbox icon right here at the top. Okay. You'll see like a little message icon, and there will be a red 1 next to it. As soon as I get off of this live, I hop right inside and I start messaging you. We're going to lock in a one-on-one Zoom time so we can talk about your goals and how we're going to achieve them. Please make sure you respond to my message. Some of you guys, you join quickly because you want to get in while the price is lower. You might be at work or you got to do stuff with your children. That's fine. But I need you to promise me that before you go to bed, you take some time to respond. Okay. Time has already been passing us by. Time is moving quickly. The quicker you respond, the quicker we can lock in our Zoom, the quicker we can execute, the quicker you can get results. So please respond to my message. I'm also consistently checking in with you guys, like I said, and if something's not working, the quicker you can tell me it's not working, the quicker we can fix it. All right. So always make sure you're responding to my messages, please. Don't leave me on red. All right. I'm going to show TikTok how to join first, and I'm going to show YouTube. YouTube, y'all hang tight for a few seconds. TikTok, in order for you guys to lock in, you're going to click on my profile picture up at the top twice. Now, I am on 2 TikTok lives. The TikTok that says tired of your own BS, let's fix it. You guys are on my backup account. So my profile pictures do not look like this, but the link in the bio is still the same, okay? You're going to click where it says stand.store right here. And then here we are. Become the woman who actually follows through. The lifetime access price has been marked down from $5.97 to $3.49. It will stay $3.49 for the next 10 minutes. Okay. Scroll down. Feel free to read my reviews. I don't mind. Enter your name. Quadruple check your email address. You guys, sometimes the autocorrect gets you. Okay. Sometimes you guys misspell Gmail. I need you guys to please quadruple check that, because what you put in is where everything is going. Okay. Scroll down. You can use Afterpay or Klarna to break the payment up. Click Start My Glow Up. Within 30 seconds tops, you will be receiving your very first email from Stan. That's just the order confirmation email. The second email that you will be receiving is going to say Jasmine Spencer, that is me, invited you to join Glow Up Academy. When you open that email, you will see a yellow button that says Join Now. I need you to click it. And then I need you to come back to this live and confirm to me that you have full access inside. If you did not get that email, that's because there was an email spelling mistake, but no worries, we'll fix it right here on live. So I need you to please let me know. Don't join and leave. Let me know that you have full access inside. Sometimes that email turns up in the promotional tab inside of Gmail. And I've had 2 students that told me that email shows up in the spam folder. So please check the regular folder, your promotional tab folder, and the spam folder, okay? If you don't see it in any of those places, no worries. I'll fix it right here, okay? YouTube, in order for you guys to lock in, you're going to leave my live. You're going to come to my YouTube channel and then click right here where it says stand.store. And then same thing. Become the woman who actually follows through. Lifetime access price is marked down to $3.49. Scroll down. Feel free to read my reviews. I don't mind. Enter your name. Quadruple check your email address here. You can use Afterpay or Klarna. Same thing. Start My Glow Up. Okay. All right. I'm gonna go ahead and set our timer now. Ashley, I see you. Give me 1 second. Okay. You said, I'm ready for the hard road to peace, joy, and abundance and freedom. Let's go. Let's go, guys. I feel like you've joined several of my lives. You know you're ready. That's why you keep coming back. Ashley, can you check your email for me? I think you're on TikTok. I'm not sure which TikTok. Ashley, check your email. Make sure you guys, and also don't just tell me you got the email. I want you to be inside. Okay. So I should see that member count go up. I can't send you a message until you are fully inside. The timer has started. Okay. So I am waiting for Ashley. Ashley. Okay. All right. So while you guys are joining, we're going to knock out some of our affirmations for the morning, and then we're going to go ahead and close this off. And for those of you guys who still want to use the, oh, I'll join later, you already know later doesn't show up. That's why later is still in your vocabulary. Join now so that we can start executing now. Okay? Later is over. All right, let's see. Here we go. I take action towards my goals every day. I take action towards my goals every day. And listen, the action doesn't need to be a 10-hour thing. Okay? We can start with 20 minutes a day. I can't stand when people tell me they don't have time. That is a lie that you tell yourself so you can feel better about the excuses that you make and the decisions that you make. You do have time. If you have time to scroll, you have time to do this. And some of you guys are repeat viewers, especially on YouTube. I know you guys enjoy my YouTube videos, and I'm glad that you watch them. You know, I appreciate the support, but honestly, I'm gonna tell you the truth. I do not want you listening to me if you're not moving. I do not want you listening to me if you're sitting on the couch. I do not want you listening to me if you're laying in bed. That's not helping you. If you're going to listen to me, you better be listening to me while you're getting your steps in. You better be listening to me while you're meal prepping so you can lose that weight you've been talking about losing for years. You better be listening to me while you're setting up to create your own content. You better be listening to me while you're editing your own videos. I don't want you stagnant. You better be listening to me while you're driving to work to make that money so that you can do what you need to do. You better not be stagnant. If you're gonna be stagnant, go find someone else to listen to. I'm not the creator for you. I want you in motion. Okay? I want you working towards your goals every single day. Taking action, doing something. I celebrate both my small and big achievements. I celebrate both of my small and big achievements. If not, hold on, let me get my phone charger. If not, you better start. Everything doesn't have to be a huge milestone, meaning you could be celebrating the fact that you were afraid to post your first video and you posted. That's something to celebrate. That means you built up the courage to show up for yourself even when you weren't confident enough to do it. That is something to celebrate. Do you know how many people never post their first video because they can't build up the courage to hit upload? Video been sitting in the drafts for years. And the fact that you overcame that fear and you still moved and you still hit post, that is something to celebrate. Even if no one watches it, don't give a damn. That is something to celebrate because you're moving in the right direction. You did something that was uncomfortable and you got through it. That is growth. I want you celebrating all things, not just when you make your first sale. What about all the steps that you did to get to that first sale? Posting the content consistently, making the account in the first place. Maybe you went live and you didn't feel like it, you didn't know what to say, but you still did it. All of those things leading up to that first sale, all of those things leading up to your first subscriber, your first follower, whatever it is, those are things to celebrate. And the more you celebrate yourself, the better you start to feel about yourself. You guys, you have to feel good in order to do good. I can't stress this enough. This is why I keep telling you to cut off toxic people. This is why I keep telling you to keep the promises that you make to yourself. Because when you start to feel good about who you are, you show up for yourself better. It's damn near impossible to show up for yourself when you're depressed. You can't. So you end up in the slump of woe is me, life ain't gonna get no better. But there are small things that you can do to start making yourself feel better about yourself so that you can show up for yourself and get the stuff done. And these are the exact things that I help women with every single day. I spend more time helping women build their confidence than anything else. The mindset that so many women have is the very thing that's stopping them from getting any of this stuff done. I can't make that up. The quality of your life would be so much better if you believed in yourself, if you felt highly of yourself. Absolutely. Absolutely. Okay, perfect. Let me check 1 second. I want you to actually join, Ashley. I need to see that member count go up so I know you're fully inside. So click on the email, click that yellow button for me, And then come back and let me know that you're fully inside because I don't see you inside yet. Okay. We have a few more minutes and we're getting off of here. Let's see. This moment is shaping me into a strong version of myself. This moment is shaping me into a strong version of myself. There's a reason why you're here. There's a reason why you're here. I was able to open your minds to new perspectives. I was able to get you to see something differently than how you saw it before. I don't believe anything happens by accident. Everything happens for a reason. The question is, what are you going to do with this information? Are you going to swipe and continue to waste time? Or are you going to actually execute something that we said? Or are you going to wait till later for later to not show up and then a whole nother month has passed and you were in the exact same spot you've been in? We only get one life. And some of y'all are moving around like y'all get 10 lives. I don't know, maybe you do. I know I only get one. I refuse to waste my precious, valuable time. I'm not going to waste it on excuses. I'm not going to waste it on distractions. I'm not going to waste it on people who disrespect me. I'm going to be intentional with my time. I'm going to be stingy with my energy. And I am going to lock in and reach the goals that I have for myself. It's a non negotiable. It's a non negotiable. And maybe some of you didn't realize that that's what you're doing. I opened your mind to new perspectives. So now you can see things differently. Hopefully, you'll move differently. TikTok, I'm going to show you guys one more time how to join, and then YouTube, and then we're closing this out. TikTok, in order for you guys to lock in, you're going to click on my profile up at the top twice. You're going to come to my profile. And you're going to click on the link that says stand.store. Okay. And then here we are. Become the woman that actually follows through. It is marked down to 3:49 for the next 2 minutes. Scroll down. You can enter your name, quadruple check your email address. You can use Afterpay or Klarna to break that payment up, and then click that blue button that says Start My Glow Up. Okay. Okay. Let me 1 second, Ash. Let me refresh my page. Okay, good. You are inside. Perfect. So in the next 5 minutes, I'm gonna be sending you a message. YouTube, in order for you guys to log in, you're gonna leave the live, come to my YouTube channel, and then click where it says stand.store. And then same thing. Become the woman who actually follows through. Mark down to 3:49. Okay, that was our timer. Feel free to read my reviews, enter your name, quadruple check your email address. You can use Afterpay or Klarna, and then click this blue button, Start My Glow Up. Okay. Ashley, you are good to go. All right, perfect. All right, you guys, thank y'all so much for hanging out with me. For those of you guys who joined, I'm hopping in now. Ashley will get a message from me the next few minutes. For those of you guys who didn't, I'm glad you're getting the results that you've been wanting to get and that you don't feel the need for growth. Well, what I will tell you is this: whether you think I'm the life coach that can help you or not, you're gonna have to close these apps. Scrolling all day is just a waste of life. You already have the information that you need. You have all the information. It's time to do. There's nothing left to journal. There's nothing left to talk about. There's nothing left to watch. You've watched it all. It is time to do it. Okay? If you need accountability, if you need somebody pushing you, then that's what Glow Up Academy is for. If not, keep doing what you're doing. Okay? Thank y'all so much for hanging out with me. Make sure y'all follow me so you don't lose me because I do steal my videos, y'all. YouTube, make sure y'all subscribe, and I will see you guys later. Okay?